I'm gonna be walking around. You wait until it.
Jewish caves. This massive whirlwind of paranoia was compounded by the fact that the best way to prove your innocence in the eyes of an inquisition was to throw other people under the bus and name names. As such, holy inquisitions had a habit of spreading.
Hey, so you know how this is a place where Muslims, Christians, and Jewish people could all coexist for years, oftentimes shockingly peacefully, but obviously not always because Reconquista? Yeah, you know, as a Jew, it's been really nice. I agree, it was terrible, and now it's done. Now, you gotta become Christian or be exiled forever. It's not personal, we just can't have you eating babies in caves anymore. Okay, well, that was nice while it lasted, I guess. Sure, I'll worship your guy. Yeah, but are you, like, really worshiping him? This conversion by force is beginning to feel insincere. Well, no, you threatened to steal my shit and make me leave my home. It's not sincere. I just want you to leave me alone. Oh, okay. So now I'm gonna torture you to death. Because since you let me baptize you as Christian, I can now call you a heretic, which is, quite literally, the only thing on the face of the earth that I hate more than Jews. Here's a list of people that I don't like. Wow. Selling out your own people. I knew you couldn't be trusted. Yep, that's me, the untrustworthy guy in this interaction.
These forced converts could, but not always of course, find themselves to be subjected to inquisitions and tried as heretics. Heresy, it should be noted, was the willful and knowledgeable disregarding of Catholic canon by a Catholic person. Ignorance was forgivable, and non-Catholics were under no obligation to listen to the funny hat man and all that shit he said. They were obligated to leave. There was a paranoia to Spanish Catholicism, a paranoia centered around specifically false conversions. Even after converting from Judaism, these families would still be othered with the label of converso, and Muslims with the label of morisco. This paranoia was exported to the New World. This is a key quality to what motivated Diego de Landa to conduct his Inquisition. The diversity of religion on the Iberian Peninsula, how that diversity was crushed by Spain's emerging national identity, which was sort of necessary to keep the whole thing together. And there is the inevitable paranoia that making people like Jesus under threat of exile results in. But there was another religious dimension to Diego de Landa's Inquisition, and it's the one you've all been waiting for. Longtime viewers probably remember me mentioning something particularly wacky from the account of Conquistador Bernal Diaz del Castillo. Upon seeing some altars on what is now called the Island of Sacrifice, Diaz wrote, "Others went so far as to affirm that they, the natives who worshipped and or carved the statues, were descendants of the Jews, whom Titus and Vespasian had driven from Jerusalem, who had been shipwrecked off this coast." During my Fall of the Aztec video, I just mentioned this wacky shit, said it was funny, and moved on. But Diaz was right. Of course he was right. He said something in a book. I mean, that means it happened. Buy this shirt too? Fuck you. Native Americans, in particular the natives of Mesoamerica, including the Maya, are descended from ancient Jews who escaped the fall of Jerusalem at the end of the Second Jewish War in 70 AD. As someone that made a video on specifically that war and its consequences, well, this sort of makes sense. It actually clarifies a lot of things that confused me in Flavius Josephus' account. Titus cast down the second temple and forbade the construction of a third. Upon hearing this, the weird tribe from down the block with the cool tattoos and piercings said, "Fuck this. I'm gonna go build a new civilization with hot chocolate and basketball, and I'm going to make the aliens help." And so, they got on a boat and fucked right off for a while. Anyway, let's get back to Titus, whose father financed this book. He had the largest penis I have ever seen. Too much tip, though. This was only one school of thought. There were others who believed the Maya to be descended from Phoenicians, or even more ancient Jews, from the 10 lost tribes of Israel in Old Testament times. Those 10 lost tribes have caused more crazy conspiracy theories than anything else on the face of the fucking earth. Has anyone just put up a missing poster? For this reason, Mormons love the Maya, as those 10 lost tribes are a big part of their whole Bible fan fiction, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Mormons visit Maya sites all the time. They actually harshed my buzz recently when I visited Chichen Itza. I was trying to smoke salvia and commune with a feathered serpent god, Kukulkan. Bunch of fucking nerds. Stop. Put your pants on. Where'd the spear come from? I'm doing science. I wanted to see why Kukulkan liked dick blood so much. I get it now. So what did Diego de Landa have to say on this peculiar belief in his historical account of the Yucatan? Some old men of Yucatan say that they have heard from their forebears that the country was populated by a certain people who came from the east, whom God delivered by opening for them 12 roads through the sea, which, if true, means all the inhabitants of the Indies would necessarily have come from the Jews, because, once past the Straits of Magellan, they had to spread over more than 2,000 leagues of territory now governed by Spain. So the Mexicans are the real Jews. Who's gonna tell Kanye? I don't want to be the guy to tell him, but were they still black? I have it on good authority that they were. Listen, I'm a reasonable man. I just have some questions. So at what point did the blacks get replaced by the Jews, who were then replaced by the Mexicans? Before we get into this wacky-ass nonsense, I would like to say that I'll be pulling heavily from Mark Evan Davis's paper in Journal of Medieval Iberian Studies, where he speculates upon the exact thing I am. As Davis points out, Diego de Landa doesn't just say the Maya were Jews. He says, some old Yucatan of the men, gave me some evidence, and if what they told me is true, then they would be Jews. It's a little wish-washy, like he's still working through it. This is further complicated by a bombshell I'm saving for the end of the video. For now, let's explore the consequences of, and justifications for, this Cthulhu fucking madness. According to a proponent of the Maya or Jews theory, Friar Diego Duran, there were 3 big reasons they definitely were. Number 1, they wore sandals and tunics. For this reason, the Romans were also Jewish. I'm sure they'll be sorry to hear that. Number 2, they had myths of wandering in search of a promised land. The Aztec definitely had that. They didn't all have that. Number 3, I ran out of space, whatever. The child sacrifice, the Maya, like the Jews, sacrificed children. We don't have time, okay? We don't have time, all right? What's important is the fact that de Landa bothered to write this down in combination with, frankly, large portions of his account. It all sort of demonstrates this big truth to the way Diego de Landa dealt with the Maya, the information they gave him, and how he fit that information into his pre-existing worldview. When considering Maya life, Landa selects and presents only data that he can grasp and express in terms of his pre-existing European and Christian ideology. Diego de Landa would not, and arguably could not, imagine the things that we know now, that humanity spread out from Africa, and that at certain points spread through Beringia, possibly by hopping down the coast. Watch this video. I'm ride or die with my boy, the Kelp Highway hypothesis. Diego de Landa did not perceive the Maya as a product of something outside of the Bible, because nothing was a product of something outside the Bible. The idea that the Maya and other Native Americans were descended from hunter-gatherers who had spread from Northeast Asia more than 10,000 years before Jesus even showed up was unimaginable to him. No one at this time understood how deep the divide went. Frankly, the cat thing should have been a hint. I'd take you on the Exodus, wouldn't I?
It is time. As Moses once took our people on a grand exodus from Egypt, now too must we embark upon a holy journey to escape subservience once again. We travel with nothing, save for our faith in God and our holy covenant with Him. And Princess Pearl, we're not bringing the fucking cat. Yes, we are. Also, she's diabetic. Will there be cat insulin on this holy exodus?
Regardless, this idea, while not explicitly endorsed by Diego de Landa, was at the very least considered by him to be worth mentioning. It would continue to be a widely discussed, if somewhat fringe possibility, for centuries, and is still believed by those guys from Utah, what with the underwear and the golden tablets and all that shit. One problem is that Diego de Landa specifically distinguishes between circumcision and Maya penis sacrifice, which other Spaniards at the time used as evidence of the Maya being of Jewish origin. Diego de Landa did not outright say that the Maya were descended from Jews, but he did decide to write down the testimony of a Maya elder, which he believed did, possibly at least, constitute evidence of the Maya being Jewish. He also debunked some evidence others would use without outright disagreeing with the theory. This video is going to go much weirder places than this. He was, at the very least, absolutely exploring the possibility and collecting evidence which supported this, crazy bullshit. But regardless of whether or not Diego de Landa literally believed the Maya to be descended from the Jews, the Maya would come to occupy a similar role in the minds of friars as formerly Jewish conversos did in Spain. The Maya would come to be seen as duplicitous, pretending to be good Christians by day, while still worshipping their dark idols by night. With anti-Semitic history on the contextual horizon, Landa's drastic measures are not surprising. What would be the implications of Jewish Maya beyond, the existence of kosher tamales or whatever the fuck? In a world where the Maya were descended from the Jews, does that mean something? One of the most persistent ideas in apocalyptical literature was the belief that the Jews would be converted as the end of the world neared. The popularity of the Jewish Indian myth in the New World was due partly to the fact that it provided a kind of explanation for the origin of American man. But I suggest that the real source of appeal for the spread of this curious legend can be found only in the apocalyptical mood of the Age of Discovery. If the Indians were in reality the lost tribes, such a discovery would be convincing evidence that the world was soon to end.
This is pretty decent for some bullshit.
Just as the Promised Land had been granted to the children of Israel, so had the New World been granted to Spain. Funnily enough, with these sorts of videos, I always feel like I'm inviting you, viewer, into my mind. And you see the red string and the eyes cut out of women's posters, and you say, damn, bitch, you live like this? Anyway, the year is 1490, and Christianity is cooked. It's done. Pack it in, fuckers. Let's just take a look at the scoreboard here. It's not flattering. I really like this new format. I feel like a meteorologist, but for religion. North Africa, we've got a front of Muslims. Here in the Eurasian steppe, Muslims. The Holy Land, Muslims. Not to mention, in a most crippling blow in 1453, Constantinople itself, the city named after and founded by the first Christian emperor of Rome, which had stood for over 1,000 years as the linchpin of the Roman East, fell to Islam. In fact, Charles V would oftentimes be fighting wars with the Turk. The guy fought a lot of fucking wars. His wars with the Turks were so intense that at one point he wrote to his wife, "The Turkish menace has increased so much that I have even considered coming to an agreement with the Lutherans in order to prevent worse disaster." That's how bad things were for Christianity, even after the discovery of the New World. The fact is that Christianity was under attack And I know that that can feel like a very hollow statement in this time where wine moms on enough Xanax to kill a rapper say shit like that on Facebook all the time because there's, I don't know, no Bible study in public schools. But, like, scoreboard, motherfucker. Christianity was under attack. And brother, it was losing. Trapped in a frozen corner of the earth, cut off from the wider world and unable to mount a crusade, which could actually push back the Muslims permanently, it was pretty clear in the decades before and the decades after the discovery of the New World what the future held for the soul of Europe. As Kenneth Scott Latourette explained in his History of the Expansion of Christianity, to an alien arriving on the earth in 1490, Christianity would appear to be in its death throes, while Islam was already breaking out the victory champagne, or sparkling grape juice. In these desperate times, Christians often took comfort in the things that we all find comfort in, you know? Like the apocalypse. Joachim of Fiore was one such man. He formulated a theory, a game theory even, that there would be 3 ages to the world. Yeah, motherfucker, we're using the whole board now. Buckle the fuck up. The age of the Father, which is like, you know, Old Testament times, garden, snake, woman moment, toil, fratricide, burning bushes, covenants with God, put the fucking golden calf down, you know, that sort of thing. The age of the Son, which, you know, is Jesus, you know, New Testament, basically, and what followed. Rome, Pope, Middle Ages, watery tarts and ponds, distributing swords, and now, and this is the important part, the age of the Holy Spirit, in which all people on earth would live together in peaceful harmony. Prior to the age of the Holy Spirit, all the Jews and Muslims would drop their stupid nonsense, miraculously convert, and come to worship at the feet of Christ at the end of time itself. This age was almost at hand. We're here. We're right here. Now, according to Joachim, the age of the Holy Spirit would be ushered in 1260. It happened. I was there. I saw it. You must have not been invited. In his reading of Scripture, Joachim held that in the third and final age of the world, an angelic, seraphic order of spiritual men, or missionaries, would miraculously convert the remaining non-Christians of the world. Naturally, the Franciscans understood this as a reference to their own order. Now, there was one exception to this Christian trend of collecting elves during the Middle Ages. In the Iberian Peninsula. Over centuries, Islam would, as I've said before, be slowly pushed out of Western Europe. And in 1492, the combined might of Ferdinand and Isabella conquered the last Muslim kingdom on the Iberian Peninsula, and with the profits of their conquest, finally decided to give that goofy Italian son of a bitch a chance. The rest you already know, I'm sort of reiterating some things. What's important is that Columbus himself saw in his discovery the last chapter of the Age of the Sun, citing specifically Joachim of Fiore's theory. Most importantly, the Americas would, in time, bring new hope to Christianity. They obviously presented some opportunities for profit for Charles V's endless wars. But further, they presented an avenue of conversion, far away from the Islamic kingdoms which had long surrounded Christianity, except for Ethiopia. Jews, Ethiopia, Japan. They are always the exceptions in history. I do not make the fucking rules. Now, when does Diego de Landa bring up Joachim of Fiore's theory? He doesn't. Well, not specifically. There's a portion, a very brief portion, which is uncharacteristically flowery and like really well written, as opposed to most of the account, which is frankly pretty sparse and like, to the point. In the portion of his account where he's dwelling on the dangers of the Maya backsliding into their old idolatrous religion, Landa writes, It does not take a lot to see the ruin that has happened for so many years in the great and very Christian Asia and in the good, Catholic, august Africa, and the miseries and calamities that today are happening in our Europe, in our nation and houses. For this we could say we have completed the evangelical prophecies about Jerusalem, which our enemies besiege and stain with blood. They will grip it so much that they will crush it to earth. I obviously do not like this guy very much, but that goes hard. DeLonda goes on to paraphrase a passage from the Bible, Romans 9:29, which states, "And as Isaiah predicted, if the Lord of hosts had not left us offspring, we would have been like Sodom and become like Gomorrah." Mark Evan Davis gets into the weeds with his hot fire, explaining, for DeLonda, the conversion of the Maya is inseparable from progress towards the fulfillment of apocalyptic prophecy. Moreover, the crucial importance of the successful and sincere conversion of the Native Americans also becomes clear in this passage. Londa seems to have little hope that the church will survive in the Old World. Its cradle in the Holy Land has long fallen to Muslim invaders, so have Asia and Africa. The heart of Christendom, Europe, is also threatened by the Turks in the east, and worse, is home to the heretical Protestants in the north, and seems ready to succumb to calamity at any moment. The vague reference to our nation and houses is interesting in that it would seem to indicate that Londa feels that even the Christianity of Catholic Spain is questionable. I really want to emphasize that last sentence that he just said. Diego de Londa believed that 16th century Spain was not Catholic enough. This is the kind of person that we are dealing with here. Joachim's epic gamer theory falls under the umbrella of what we call... You thought I was going to run out of space again, didn't you? Joachim's theory falls under the umbrella of what we call millenarianism, a religious belief in an upcoming apocalypse. This has taken many forms in Christianity. It actually precedes Christianity by quite a bit. But in the specifically Christian interpretation, it's usually drawing from Revelations 20, which is a passage which describes an angel descending from heaven, probably Jesus, crossing Satan on the court, and Jesus then rules for 1,000 years. That's actually a particular strain of millenarianism called millennialism, which is like millenarianism, except no one is going to Applebee's and everyone's eating avocado toast, I guess. It doesn't matter. Someone in the comments is gonna... fuck you, comment person. The distinction doesn't matter, not for our purposes today. We are here to feast upon the madness of a dead man. That only gets in the way. Diego de Londa studied at a millenarian convent. He even belonged to the observant branch of the Franciscan order, which was particularly known for its millenarian ideals. Londa entered the convent of San Juan de los Reyes at the age of 16 in 1541. Almost since its inception, the convent had been under the control of the observant wing of the Order of St. Francis. The observants were the most ardent advocates of the seraphic role that they believed Franciscans had in hastening the apocalyptic second coming of Christ. And thus, by the time Londa took his vows at age 18, he was well immersed in millenarian ideology. We've sort of been digging into the theological foundations of this sort of belief, and that can make the whole thing feel a little silly to us now. It's easy to discount this as ridiculous nonsense. I've sort of been doing that. But what continues to strike me about early Spanish colonization is the sense that the world wasn't. In the Florentine Codex, Bernardino de Sahagún claimed to have personally buried 10,000 inhabitants of the former Aztec Empire due to disease alone. In the early years of Spanish colonization, we are looking at demographic collapse. This absolutely cannot be attributed exclusively to disease. Spanish brutality, absolutely played a part, not to mention an ecological shock from the introduction of not just old world diseases, but old world plants, animals, and pests. We are talking about a flood of invasive species, unimaginable to us now. Bartolomé de las Casas described fire ants so thick on Hispaniola that entire plantations rotted, and men had to place the bases of their bedposts into buckets to keep the ants from crawling all over them in the night. Shortly thereafter, as I alluded to earlier, a German decided to be a little troublemaker. I'm sure it won't happen again, as the unintentional and intentional consequences of Spanish colonization killed countless natives. This great dying was only fuel to the fires of zealotry. The more Native Americans that died, well, all the more vital it became for conversions to take hold. Not even necessarily in the name of ushering in the apocalypse, but also because countless souls were being lost alarmingly fast. While not every Franciscan believed that they were playing a key role in the imminent apocalypse, the most extreme members of the order absolutely did. Diego de Landa, if nothing else, falls under that category. These men fell for it. The idea that the ends justify the means, but the ends can never justify the means. Nothing ever ends. We've been playing around in probably the most esoteric shit that I've ever covered on this channel. We've considered the deep-seated paranoia of Spanish Catholicism and Inquisitions, a batshit theory about where Native Americans came from, and the apocalyptic prophecies of the late medieval age in Europe. But now, we're going to come back to Earth. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty, the conquest of the Yucatan, and the murky political reality which followed. This is not the story of a supposedly glorious conquest. It's the story of what followed, and the opportunities that chaos presents for the ambitious man. The Maya were first encountered by the Europeans on Columbus's fourth voyage, and frankly, it was a little anticlimactic. They just saw a canoe loaded down with some trade goods, and Columbus, you know, being Italian, stole some shit and kidnapped one of them. In the following decades, encounters between the Spanish and the Maya would continue to occur. The island of Cozumel would become a common way station on the way to Mexico. The Cortez, Cordoba, and Grijalva expeditions, which I have discussed before, would fight and interact with them a bit. But these men's attentions would largely be redirected by the Maya to the much more wealthy Aztec Empire. But after the conquest of Mexico, the Maya would once again be treated to Iberian hospitality. It took 3 separate invasions to conquer the Yucatan. These were long and difficult wars, and they don't have a lot of bearing on the topic at hand today, but I have to tell you why the second one failed.
You savages, living in the jungle and drinking blood from skulls. I will drag you to heaven, or send you to hell myself. Lay down your crude weaponry, or feel the thundering wrath of a cavalry charge. You think we fear men so soft they wear metal in the burning sun? You dare call us savages, while you've traveled across half the earth to burn our cities. This is our land, Spaniard. Turn back while you gonna answer that? Yeah, God, I'm so sorry. 1 second. Yellow? Yeah, you know, just dying in the jungle. You know how it be. What are you up to? What? Hundreds of miles from here. Mountains. Rope bridges. Potatoes. Money? That's my goddamn money! Don't you dare fucking touch it! I'm sorry. It looks like there's better shit to steal over in the Andes from some guys called the Inca, I think. We'll put a pin in this conquest and come back later.
By the end of 1534, the Spanish had totally abandoned the peninsula so they could get in on that Peruvian gold rush. We could frame this as the Maya being broke as fuck, and frankly, who isn't broke as fuck next to the baller-ass Sapa Inca? But there's a deeper truth at play here. The Maya were really fucking good at killing Spaniards. Good enough that they were a massive pain in the ass. This is a trait that they shared with the notoriously bellicose warriors of Florida, the Calusa. In fact, even after the third expedition finally succeeded in establishing a Spanish city on the peninsula, which was named Merida, fighting would continue for almost half a decade. It took 30 years, albeit 30 non-consecutive years of intermittent warfare to wear the Maya of the Yucatan down. Credit for the conquest would be attributed to the Montejo.
That's 2 fucking. What did I get 2? Okay.
The father-son duo who led all 3 expeditions. In the 16th century, father-son bonding was usually just a war of conquest.
Son, you did this all for me? I just wanted you to be proud of me, Dad.
Fun fact for the alcoholic portion of the Cobbler fan base, it doesn't show me on my analytics, but I can tell. Montejo Group, the original producers of Corona, Modelo, really all the big Mexican beers except for Dos Equis, is named after the Montejos, very effective marketing. I once bought a bottle of tequila called Montezuma's Silver, just because of its name. It cost $10 for a liter. The following day was spent shitting blood. And that's why we call it Montezuma's Revenge. The pacification of the Yucatan was a long and complex process, and the conclusion was somewhat uneasy, with a small set of conquistadors becoming encomenderos, which made them able to demand tribute in the form of labor and goods from the Maya. While most of the Yucatan was paying tribute to the Spanish by this point, the southeastern portion of the peninsula remained a holdout. Maya who wished to escape the encomienda system would often flee to this area, which continued to defy the Spanish crown for an exceptionally long time. In 1502, Christopher Columbus encountered the Maya, and almost 200 years later, the last Maya city fell. It seems almost beyond belief that Tayasal fell to the Spaniards only in 1697. While students at Harvard College were scratching their heads over Cotton Mather's theology, Maya priests 2,000 miles away were still chanting rituals from hieroglyphic books. While the Maya had raised civilization from the Yucatan, their newfound overlords struggled to raise a meager profit. The Maya were not particularly rich in precious metals, cattle did not fare well in the climate, and cash crops like sugarcane struggled in the thin soil. While selling the Maya into slavery was a profitable endeavor, this would be curtailed in the late 1540s by the crown. It's big government for you. Listen, slavery is bad, but let's not get too libtarded about all this. Is slaver not just another word for job creator? From the time of their initial contact with the Maya, the Spaniards learned, to their bitter disappointment, that there were no sources of gold and silver in the Maya lowlands, and soon came to look upon the region as a hardship post. Spanish settlement would be scant in the peninsula as a reflection of the little profit to be made there. By the time Diego de Landa would arrive in 1549, Merida had 70 or more citizens, Valladolid 45, Campeche perhaps 40, and Salamanca de Bacalar 15 or 20. We should not imagine the Spanish bulldozing the Maya and building Spanish towns atop them immediately. The reality of the Yucatan in the immediate aftermath of the conquest was a Maya ocean, peppered with small islands of Spanish control. But in the houses of these encomenderos, Maya servants cooked, cleaned, and raised the children. While certainly no sacrifice or idolatry was occurring within eyesight of these few encomenderos, it's difficult to imagine a Spanish way of life being enforced across the broader peninsula. Tribute was delivered, the floors were swept, the Spaniards kicked up their feet and enjoyed the fruits of their conquest. What happened in the jungle, beyond the edges of town, was, as long as tribute was delivered on time, of very little concern. But there was a very small group on the peninsula, and that jungle was that group's only concern. In 1544, 8 friars were tasked with the conversion of the Yucatan, a paltry number, obviously. But that was the case just about everywhere in the Spanish New World. Also, as in other parts of the New World, the friars and encomenderos hated each other. Their desires were at odds with one another. The friars wanted to observe and instruct the natives in Christianity, which was made difficult by encomenderos giving a negative impression of the Spanish. And encomenderos didn't want their free labor being taught to read Jesus shit all fucking day. In the Yucatan, possibly as a consequence of the encomenderos not being nearly as wealthy and powerful as they were in other places, the friars would manage to wield a surprising amount of political power. A lot of this political power can be attributed to the actions of Diego de Landa, but we'll get to that later. For now, they did manage to seize a surprising amount of power by acting on the recommendation of a judge who had been dispatched to the region, Lopez Mendel. Mendel recommended the Maya be moved to centralized locations so they could be more effectively controlled, instructed, and observed. A reordering and restructuring of Maya society in order to make it a mirror of Spanish society. They called this reducción. The human cost of this would be devastating. Official counts indicate that a loss of 50 to 70% of tributaries, whether through death or flight, was not uncommon. The tough encomenderos of the Valladolid region, where the friars behaved with singular ruthlessness, were especially outraged, and apparently twice burnt down the local Franciscan monastery to express their feelings. The long, drawn-out legal battle between the friars and encomenderos of the Yucatan would come to a head with Francisco Hernandez. Now you may be saying, who the fuck is Francisco Hernandez? Exactly. The Spanish were a litigious people.
Nice conquest, buddy. What are you gonna do with all that loot? Well, it's always been my dream to explore far-off lands, fight for the glory of God in Spain, and of course, sue the shit out of everyone. I've written down the name right here of everyone that's ever mildly wronged me, and now it's time for revenge. Wow, that sounds like a massive waste of time and energy.
As a consequence of the Spaniards' obsession, fucking lawsuits and legalese, Francisco Hernandez's story is very long, complex. I promise you do not want me to go over the whole thing. I was treated to a brief overview of it in Ambivalent Conquest by Inca Clendinden, and even that was too fucking much. What's important is that he went after the friars in the courts after they collected some children from his encomienda for education. He would lose everything, including his health, in the process, due to the tireless political maneuvering of Diego de Landa. When Hernandez started his attack on the friars, he held 2 villages in encomienda. He had been one of the original conquerors of the Yucatan. He was wealthy, powerful, respected. By the time Diego de Landa was done fighting him in court, he died in prison at the age of 42, humiliated and penniless. Hernandez probably doesn't solicit a lot of pity from you, viewer, but he serves as an example of what happened to those foolish enough to question the authority of Diego de Landa. This is a key quality to de Landa, his need to both take and exercise political control. The alcalde mayor of the Yucatan, which is the regional governor, wrote about Diego de Landa in a letter to the crown, and there is in this province a friar called Diego de Landa who, because I have taken this matter up, bears me ill will. He enjoys broils and having a finger in every pie, and he expects to rule both in spiritual and mortal matters. He's a bad-tempered man, and I'm afraid he will write to your Majesty's council to my injury. I wish your Majesty to understand that he has always been inflamed against those who have governed here, as he is against me. May your Majesty never believe that I harbor ill will against him or any other man of religion, for they I support to the limit of my strength, for in their hands lies the Christian welfare of the Indians, and without them, all is in vain. Can you feel the fear? This is the most powerful Spanish official in the Yucatan, and he's fucking terrified of Diego de Landa. That Spanish official will return. He showed his butt to someone once. Allegedly. But the fact is that all allegations are true if they are funny. You can see Diego de Landa's perspective on the encomenderos, which he wrestled political power away from, in his account. The conquistadors, who eventually became encomenderos, are discussed, save for the Montejos, as absolute monsters. The conquistadors committed unheard-of cruelties, cutting off noses, arms, and legs, and the breasts of the women, throwing them into deep lagoons with gourds tied to their feet, stabbing at the children with spears because they could not walk as fast as their mothers. Don Francisco de Monteja did not commit any of these cruelties nor approve them. On the contrary, they seemed very wicked to him, but he could do nothing.
Conquistador, cease this barbarous cruelty. I demand it at once. Actually, I'm practicing self-care. I'm in my space. I am flourishing. I'm cutting women's tits off. Oh, well, mental health is important. I'm glad you're taking time for self-care. You were brave. You were seen. You were valid.
The pro-Montejo passages in the account are very much Landa's spin on conquest events, and the text lacks even a hint of ambiguity here. Landa, with his allies among the Franciscans in Yucatan, established from the start a clear and consistent political alliance with the Montejo family and their faction among the new settlers. As noted in The Friar and the Maya, while there was significant political conflict between the encomenderos and the church, the closer you look, the more complex that conflict becomes. The Montejos were allies of Delanda, and the man who would eventually prove to be Landa's greatest enemy will be a bishop. Regardless, we can see with Diego de Landa's Inquisition a political angle, and the core of that political conflict was the fundamentally opposite goals of the friars and encomenderos. From the friars' perspectives, the soul of hundreds of thousands of Maya, and indeed the very world, was at stake. What will define this story? You know, once we're done listing the myriad ways in which Delanda was fucking deranged, is authority. The struggle for authority would define Landa's rise, fall, and rise again. But we have two more motivations to consider before we get into what actually occurred that horrible summer. These are, by far, the most emotional. We've considered the religion and politics of Diego de Landa, but now we must consider his very soul. Diego de Landa loved titties. The Indian women of Yucatan are in general better put together than Spanish women. Larger and well-formed, lacking the large haunches of black women. Those who are beautiful pride themselves on it, and on the one hand, they are not ugly, although they are not white, but of a brown color, caused more by the sun and by constant bathing than from their nature. They do not make up their faces, as our nation does, considering this trivial. Diego de Landa differed from Sir Mix-a-Lot in many ways. Where Diego de Landa chose a life of religion, Sir Mix-a-Lot was of course an anointed knight. Furthermore, they had very different taste in women. With De Landa, to paraphrase, not much liking big buns, huh? He also, you know, as you heard, spends a little bit of time discussing how they're not really brown, all right? They're just, it's the sun. And baths. Let's quit dancing around it. Diego de Landa thought Maya women were a little hot, and he was sort of embarrassed about it. Everyone's got a type. The way he emphasizes that they're not really brown, the way he admires their figures and general modesty, it's not subtle. And the Friar and the Maya gets into De Landa's thoughts on Maya women and children quite a bit in Chapter 6. While Landa did not beat or sexually assault Maya women in the manner of his secular brethren, nonetheless he exercised power over their bodies by his frank expressions of desire. Maya women's breasts are mentioned 10 separate times in the account, and his reimagination of these bodies is compliant with his other desire, their authentic conversion. Then later, in The Friar and the Maya, the authors write in regards to De Landa's imperfect and incomplete writings on the economic activities of Maya women, in contrast to the weaving which Maya women spent a great deal of time on. Landa mentions animal husbandry, perhaps because this was a more publicly visible activity, or perhaps because he was so focused on women's breasts. As I'm sure you can imagine, viewer, I have a habit of laughing at history books, usually at wildly inappropriate times. But I've never laughed this hard at a history book before, so. And the Friar and the Maya gets into embarrassed about it. Everyone's got a type. The way he emphasizes that they're not really brown, the way he admires their figures and general modesty, it's not subtle. And the Friar and the Maya gets into De Landa's thoughts on Maya women and children quite a bit in Chapter 6. While Landa did not beat or sexually assault Maya women in the manner of his secular brethren, nonetheless he exercised power over their bodies by his frank expressions of desire. Maya women's breasts are mentioned 10 separate times in the account, and his reimagination of these bodies is compliant with his other desire, their authentic conversion. Then later, in The Friar and the Maya, the authors write in regards to De Landa's imperfect and incomplete writings on the economic activities of Maya women, in contrast to the weaving which Maya women spent a great deal of time on. Landa mentions animal husbandry, perhaps because this was a more publicly visible activity, or perhaps because he was so focused on women's breasts. As I'm sure you can imagine, viewer, I have a habit of laughing at history books, usually at wildly inappropriate times. But I have never laughed this hard at a history book before, so congrats to these 4 authors. Also, in Delanda's account, he specifically remarks upon how large Maya women's breasts are. They are excellent nursemaids. The continual grinding of the maize does not allow them to keep their breasts cramped, making them be very large ones, from which come a lot of milk. He talks about Maya women nursing a lot, in general, way more than you would expect. Do you remember in the introduction to this video, when I told you that the textbooks don't tell you how the dead men slept? They also do not tell you what gets dead men hard. Alright, we're pretty clearly off the fucking rails now. It's all tangential to the actual subject of this chapter. I obviously did not have a choice. I had to tell you this shit. But on to the matter at hand. At the root of the Landa conundrum, as we have termed the paradoxes surrounding his actions and writings, lies a frustration over his inability to understand and command, shape, and control the Maya. Having infiltrated and invaded their communities, the friar desperately wanted to believe that Maya families should, could, and were being converted and colonized. Reality was less reassuring. Diego de Landa, from his perspective, was not hurting the Maya. He was disciplined for their failure to be what he made them out to be in his head. He regarded the Maya as childlike and deceived simpletons who had been misled by their old religious leaders. That's right. Diego de Landa considered himself to be their daddy. And sometimes daddy must discipline his children. There was a gendered dimension to this in the account. Women were, due to the prevailing attitude towards Spanish women at the time, considered to be little babies who were tricked by the big, bad devil worshippers, despite the fact that Maya women wielded considerable power compared to Spanish women. Not just in their households, but politically. In particular, Maya women would often act as diplomats in the pre-Columbian period. Under de Landa's nose, his authority, which he was always fighting for, was usurped by the old power structure of the Yucatan. But it's not just about control and titties. We must emphasize that de Landa spent more than 10 years working endlessly to convert the Maya before he learned that some were still practicing idolatry. There is a betrayal there. He had, from his point of view, worked his fingers to the bone, fighting the exploitative and cruel encomenderos on their behalf. Even the forced relocation of the Maya, a destructive and cruel act, was, from de Landa's point of view, the greatest gift he could have given them. He gave them salvation. He saved them from their old, devil-worshipping lords and priests, and from the cruel, exploitative encomenderos. And this is how they repaid him. He taught them the word of God, and yet they returned to the deceptions of their old priests. Consider this passage. Orlando explains who led the Maya to backslide into their old idolatries, and then how his Inquisition corrected that failure. After the people had been instructed in Christian religion and the young boys advanced in their studies, as we said, they were corrupted by the priests because of their idolatries, and by the lords into returning to their idolatries, and making sacrifices not only of incense, but also of human blood. Concerning this, the friars held an inquisition and asked for the aid of the alcalde mayor, arresting many. In general, they all showed much repentance and a willingness to become good Christians. When a parent punishes their child, at least ideally, it's just to alter future behavior. Like when my dad sent me to bed without supper for taking cats apart. This incorrect behavior was not a result of the Maya being evil necessarily, but because they were being actively misguided by their priests and lords. Diego de Landa didn't hate the Maya, he loved them. And his love just so happened to be horrible and unimaginably fucked up. I would not wish Diego de Landa's love on my worst enemy. It came with expectations. Your titty milk. Give it to me. With the Indians of Yucatan, DeLonda had a special relationship. His experiences with the Maya in his days as a solitary missionary had been gratifying at the deepest level of his personality, and had set the psychological mood for his later relationship. Alone, a stranger, without the external trappings of power or the backing of force, armed only with his righteousness. He had gone among them, and they had recognized him. They had perceived the truth of his authority and the truth of his message, as he thought. It is possible that his friendship with the old men who were his informants were among the most emotionally rewarding of his life. With the revelation of their secret persistence in idolatry, he concluded that they had betrayed him, and proceeded to punish them, and to strive to wrench the last root of opposition out of them.
Hello, I'm Chris Brown. You may know me from other instructional tapes, such as So She Won't Shut Her Whore Mouth and A Boxer's Guide to Amateur Rhinoplasty. I'm here today to speak to you on a condition which has affected many friars of the mendicant orders: jungle madness. Jungle madness is an affliction which can be caused by numerous factors, such as being taught to be paranoid and distrustful of religious conversions, subscribing to deranged theories about the Jewish people, believing the end of the world to be at hand and that you personally must help usher it in, living in a politically chaotic and nebulous environment where power must be seized so as to save souls, feeling a deep sense of betrayal at people not dropping their old culture like a fat sack of shit just because you said so. And, of course, the devil is winning. He's winning and it's your fault. Many men have learned to live with jungle madness through healthy diet, regular exercise, and paranoid acts of mass brutality which live in infamy for centuries. As the jungle closes in around you, as the doubts creep into your mind on those long nights where sleep does not come, it's always important to remember the words of Spanish Franciscan friar Alfonso de Espada. Heresies are useful to the Church of God.
Diego DeLonda was born 3 years after the fall of the Aztec in 1524 in the Spanish town of Cifuentes. He would go on to, as a member of the nobility, find himself in the employ of the Count of Cifuentes as a page. As page to the Count, he would rub elbows with the royal family, including Philip II, the eventual successor to Charles the Chinwonder V. Interestingly enough, Charles V would advise Philip II, "You should not permit heresies to enter your kingdoms. To avoid this, you should favor the Holy Inquisition." But despite rubbing elbows with the creme de la creme of inbred whack jobs, DeLonda would find himself drawn to the faith, and in time would study to be a friar of the Franciscan order at the convent of San Juan de los Reyes. At the convent, missionaries from the New World would often come and speak to the young students. We can only assume that these stories of a far-off land inspired him. To be a friar of the Yucatan, or the New World in general, was a lifelong and difficult appointment. Well, I've painted a picture of Diego DeLonda as a true madman, a man who believed the end was nigh, who saw the devil in every shadow, and who loved himself some fat old titties. We should understand that he just must have been a romantic at some point. There was a time where a young and devout man was inspired by tales of a land beyond the sunset, which needed him. Diego DeLonda arrived in the Yucatan in 1549 at the age of 25. While he was in the second group of friars to arrive in the peninsula, the missionary project had only just begun. Despite the young friar's asthma, which should have been a hindrance in the hot and humid Yucatan, he proved to be a tireless missionary. To quote from the indispensable The Friar and the Maya, by all accounts, Landa was one of the most driven and energetic of the Franciscans who labored in Yucatan in the 1550s. During that decade, he devoted himself to the creation of a Yucatec church in the form of a network of convents, village churches, and converted Maya parishioners. But his crowning achievement, if one puts aside the loss of the Maya buildings thereby destroyed, was the transformation of the pre-contact Maya metropolis of Itzamal into one of the most impressive monastic complexes in the Americas, and the most extraordinary in the whole Maya area. Diego de Landa spent the 1550s traveling, teaching, learning, and converting. He was a tireless and passionate man, inspiring to both Maya and his fellow friar alike. In 1561, two things happened which established the conditions necessary for his later brutal inquisition. First, he was chosen as provincial, which was the head of the Franciscan order in the region. And second, the aforementioned, once wealthy and proud conquistador, Francisco Hernandez, died in prison, penniless, and humiliated by Diego de Landa. He would serve as a haunting example of what became of men who questioned the ambitious young friar, with the alcalde mayor of the Yucatan, Don Diego Quijada, being terrified of Diego de Landa's fervor and political acumen. There was, by 1562, no one to stop him. Through tireless labor, political maneuvering, and intimidation, by the burning of old Maya homes and forcing them into Spanish-style towns under the watchful eyes of his local friars, Diego de Landa, without an army, without even a sword to his name, conquered the Yucatan. After more than a decade of this tireless labor, two young Maya, who'd been hunting in the province of Mani in May of 1562, stumbled across a cave. Contained within were a collection of idols and human bones. They returned to their village and told the local friar, who had the bones and idols collected and inspected. The Maya who lived nearest the cave were imprisoned, questioned, and they confessed that they, and indeed other Maya in the area, had continued to worship their idols. What is important to note is that there was no evidence of human sacrifice. There were offerings of blood to these idols, but the Maya practiced bloodletting on themselves. But this revelation that Mani, which was an ally of the Spanish during the conquest of the Yucatan, it was the heart of Franciscan conversion efforts. The fact that it was home to scores of still idolatrous Maya struck at the very heart of typical Spanish fears. Fears that they had, in truth, converted no one. The friars acted swiftly and with great brutality. They began conducting public tortures, primarily hoisting, a method wherein the Maya were strung up by their wrists and had stones tied to their feet. According to a Spanish eyewitness, if hoisting did not result in an immediate admission of guilt, they would be flogged with a lash until the confession came. Inquisitions were by papal bull. Papal bull means Pope law. Inquisitions were permitted by papal bull to be conducted by the ranking Franciscan friar if a bishop was more than 3 days' ride away. But all the same, the sheer brutality and fervor of the Mani Inquisition was not and did exceed what was legally allowed by the governing body of the Spanish New World, which was called the Council of the Indies. When Diego de Landa arrived in Mani, the scale of the Inquisition grew much larger. More than 4,500 Indians were put to the torture during the 3 months of the Inquisition, and an official inquiry later established that 158 had died during or as a direct result of the interrogations. At least 13 people were known to have committed suicide to escape the torture, while 18 others, who had disappeared, were thought to have killed themselves. Many more had been left crippled, their shoulder muscles irreparably torn, their hands paralyzed like hooks. Diego de Landa would write later, in order to justify the brutality of his Inquisition, all the Indians being idolaters and guilty, it was not possible to proceed strictly judiciously against them, because if we had proceeded with all according to the order of the law, it would be impossible to finish with the province of Mani alone in 20 years, and meanwhile they would all become idolaters and go to hell. On July 12th, 1562. An auto de fe was celebrated. An auto de fe was a public passing of sentences and administration of inquisitorial punishments in a grand public performance of zealotry, pageantry, and brutality. Sentences were passed and punishments were delivered upon men who had already been lashed raw and bloody in the name of a mad god. Countless Maya artifacts, dozens of codices, as well as the bodies of Maya who had been executed, were burned. We should consider, of course, not only the writings and carvings lost, but the suffering and loss of those who had carved, written, and protected these products of a fascinating and ancient culture. One youth who had failed to disclose his father's ownership of 2 idols was tied to a post and lashed 200 times. The most brutal tortures were perpetuated by a friar named Miguel de la Puebla. He would go so far as to force-feed water to the victims until their bellies distended and were near bursting, at which point he would jump on their stomachs, forcing water, blood, and mucus to burst from their noses and mouths. The Maya were, according to encomenderos, confessing to the possession of idols which they did not have. Like, they were being tortured to such an extent that they were making false confessions. The Maya were, therefore, compelled to dig ancient idols out from ruins in desperation. To the friars, though, these dilapidated idols were evidence that the Maya were just surrendering only old and broken idols, rather than the ones which they still were definitely worshipping somewhere in the jungles and caves of the Yucatan. For 1 year, Diego de Landa was the most powerful man in the Yucatan. And so it bled. The alcalde mayor, Quijada, by being present at the auto de fe and even giving a speech there, now appeared to support the actions of the friars. We should perceive the auto de fe not only as an act of brutality, but also as a powerful political statement, a demonstration of the power wielded by the friars of the Yucatan, and through Quijada's inclusion, an attempt to further strengthen their grip on the politics of the region. Under threat of excommunication, Quijada was even compelled to participate in the torture of the Maya himself. This has all been a little heavy. It's a brutal moment in history. But there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Because now, in this moment, I finally get to call this dead bitch a fucking liar. This chalk. This doesn't taste as good as Crayola brand. Ugh. Only name brand chalk for me from now on. After that infamous day, de Landa was called to the city of Zatuta. The Maya lord of the province had recently killed himself in prison so that he wouldn't have to face the torture. At this point, a brutal, self-sustaining cycle had begun. Many of the Maya, rather than face the torture which the friars brought, began to kill themselves. To these friars, these acts of suicide were admissions of guilt. When the town council, the Cabildo of Merida, the capital in the Yucatan, came up to de Landa and said, hey, you need to slow down, you need to show some mercy here, you are going too far, he didn't. He just said no. With the alcalde mayor Quijada on his side, he could not be stopped. Until the arrival of the first bishop of the Yucatan, Francisco de Toral. Longtime viewers may remember my discussion of Bernardino de Sahagun's Encyclopedia of the Nahul World, now called the Florentine Codex. Toral had a part in promoting its creation. He even relieved Sahagun of his routine duties so that he may focus exclusively on that project. While the Florentine Codex is certainly not a pure window into the pre-conquest Nahua, it still remains an invaluable source in a world where mostly the testimony of conquistadors is what has survived. Bishop Toral arrived in Merida on August 14th, but remember, as I said, Diego de Landa had been called to Satuta. And while de Landa was in Satuta, he kept Bishop Toral waiting for like a week. Now, I told you why Diego de Landa went to Satuta. But what was he actually doing there? Well, you see, he was justifying every single drop of Mayan blood which had been spilled. As I said, all the accusations centered around idolatry and respectful. So the fuck what? So you got a skull covered in jewels? You got an incense burner? Even if you had a scary-looking statue that you gave maize and dick blood to sometimes, like, who cares? I think that's cool. It's important to have hobbies, but human sacrifice, well, that's something else entirely, isn't it? Particularly of the sort that de Landa uncovered in Satuta. If you were to ask me to invent a situation, like a story that would drive every Spaniard anywhere mad, I couldn't come up with a better one. According to the testimony, Diego de Landa procured from two young men in Satuta. Multiple children had been crucified inside the town's church at night, most of them during the week of Easter, before their hearts were cut out and their corpses were tossed into cenotes, which were, I cannot believe I've been talking about the plan this long without talking about cenotes. They're the really cool lakes. We now go live to the recording of me reacting to the story the first time I heard it. I'm not a historian. I don't have a degree. I have a prouder, frankly. I remember Dan Carlin once sort of pulled this card, like he gets to get away with things that a real historian can't. Now, I'm no Dan Carlin either. I'm just some sort of gremlin at the bottom of the internet, just sort of... So I get to really do shit that others can't get away with. I get to call these Satuta confessions what they fucking are, but with a little bit of force behind it. I don't gotta couch it all in academic language and arguments and all that shit. No. This is a fucking lie. This did not happen. This man wrote the nastiest skank bitch shit I've ever read. Do not trust him. He is a fugly slut. It's a little fucking convenient, isn't it? After months of torture and questioning, 0 acts of human sacrifice had been confessed to, yet mere days after the arrival of the one guy who could punish Diego de Landa for all the shit he's been doing. He suddenly uncovered not only acts of human sacrifice, but sacrifice occurring in such a way that it would drive any Spaniard insane. Do you remember that one of the reasons Diego de Landa said that the Jews were like the Maya, or well, he was talking about the Aztec, but you know, it's all made up. Anyway, one of the reasons that I said he thought the Jews were like Mesoamericans was because they both sacrificed children. And I said we didn't have time. I lied. We always make time for things we love. It's called self-care. Blood, libel, was an anti-Semitic accusation levied at Jews during the later part of the Middle Ages. The accusation was that Jews would sacrifice children, using their blood to make bread for Passover in a mockery of Jesus Christ and the Eucharist. Once again, for my viewers who worship phone book rippers, I should clarify the Eucharist is the thing, like the blood and the body of Christ. The crackers and wine thing the Catholics do, you know what I'm talking about. In particular, the Satuta Confessions bear a striking resemblance to the case of blood libel, which directly preceded, and indeed most likely caused, the expulsion of the Jews from Spain in 1492. You know what I love about history? My overwhelming need to connect everything is considered a good thing, and not just something that makes me very unpleasant to have at dinner.
Uncle Cobbler, why do you always have to sit at our table instead of with the grown-ups at Thanksgiving? Because when the sweet potatoes are brought out, I start talking about erotic mochi sculptures. My dad said it's because you're really annoying. No, Timmy. It's because he's afraid of the truth and sexy sculptures. I couldn't help but notice you're enjoying corn on the cob, Timmy. Would you like to discuss Jipe Totec, the flayed lord of the Aztec?
In the year 1491, A Spanish Inquisition uncovered a case where a group of formerly Jewish conversos and still practicing Jews crucified children before cutting their hearts out on the week of Easter in a mockery of Christ's crucifixion. It's crazy that the Maya and the Jews do have such similar religious practices. Either they have identical religious... Did the Jews teach the Maya this? Like, it's legitimately... I fucking hate this man so goddamn much. This case would be used by the Inquisitor General, Tomás de Torquemada, to argue for the expulsion of Jews from Spain, which would be decreed by Isabella the next year. The similarities between the Statuta Confessions and older accusations of blood libel levied against the Jews and conversos is analyzed in Alejandro Enriquez's paper, The Exuberant Imagination, Blood Libel and the Myth of Maya Ritual Murder in the 1562 Statuta Confessions, which was invaluable to my research for this video. Thank you, that's an excellent paper. I emailed him and he sent it to me. What a guy. Make the name of your fucking paper shorter. Just all of them.
The idolatry trials elicited through torture confessions of ritual murder to justify the punishment of the Maya elite. These stories bear striking resemblance to the tales of Jewish ritual murder fabricated and propagated by the Franciscans in Europe, with necessary adjustments made to replace the European Jew/converso with the Yucatec Maya as the culprit. Surely there was political resistance, and Mayas capable of harming the Christians, just as there was cultural resistance and syncretism. That the Maya would manifest such resistance in ways so similar to the Franciscans' beliefs about the Jews is highly suspect.
Once again, we can see how Maya converts came to occupy a similar place to Jewish converts in the minds of Spanish friars, regardless of whether or not Diego de Landa literally perceived them to be Jews, although, it has been argued convincingly, in my opinion, that he did. The Statuta Confessions do not reflect any sort of reality. They reflect the fantasy of Diego de Landa, a fantasy that he needed for political reasons, so that his brutality against the Maya, which was utterly beyond the pale of accepted inquisitorial practice at this time and place, could look like a harsh but necessary investigation. Once de Landa was done torturing the Maya until they admitted that they were Jewish, he finally went to the capital of Yucatan and met the irritated Bishop Toral. Toral then instituted a blanket ban on torture and began investigating these claims of sacrifice himself. He went to the prisons housing the accused and found that, shockingly, many had the same story.
That? Oh, I lied about that. Why? Because I wanted them to stop fucking torturing me. I see. And did they?
In 1562, Toral stopped the idolatry trials and his investigation exonerated the accused of ritual murder.
With torture no longer being used to elicit confessions, this all suddenly began to look a lot more flimsy. The brutal inquisition of the Maya buckled and broke beneath the weight of actual scrutiny. Diego de Landa, having far exceeded the limited authority he had, was called to Spain to be investigated for his conduct. The Alcalde Mayor of the Yucatan, now compromised due to his association with Diego de Landa, was dragged through the courts by the now furious encomenderos. They accused him of being a weak, artsy layabout who spent his days playing the guitar, singing in the street, and entertaining prostitutes, rather than doing his fucking job. One encomendero even accused him of exposing his butt to some of his friends and a prostitute before declaring that his butt was skinny as a rabbit's. Now, Inga Dinem said that these charges were likely false. However, she failed to consider that they were funny and therefore did happen. An investigation, though, did find that the man was probably guilty of nothing more than playing his guitar and singing in the privacy of his home. Over the next decade, Bishop Toral strived to undo the political maneuverings of Diego de Landa, attempting to end the Franciscan monopoly over the souls of the Maya. He even reversed many sentences passed against the Maya who were victimized by Diego de Landa's Inquisition. However, the friars left behind worked to frustrate Indian all attempts to curb their authority. Bishop Toral was driven to such frustration and anguish by the friars of the Yucatan that he asked to be relieved of his position as bishop on March 6, 1569. Before he received a response to his request, he had already left the Yucatan, returning to central Mexico where he had spent most of his career. He died in Mexico City in April of 1571. So the position of Bishop of Yucatan was now open. and they had just the man for the job. Diego de Landa would become the second bishop of the Yucatan. He was now older, wise, and fucking furious. He had been found innocent of wrongdoing, possibly, I'm just saying, by wielding the evidence of human sacrifice which he made the fuck up as proof that his actions were a necessary act. He had to prevent the Maya from backsliding into their old Jewish ways. It could also be that his childhood spent rubbing elbows with big boys in the royal court led to him having some friends at court, but this is just pure speculation on my part. The man was, however, clearly very good at politics. Diego de Landa changed very little in his decade away from the Yucatan. Just prior to de Landa's reappearance, two Franciscan friars had earned the ire of the new alcalde mayor of the Yucatan, who was named Velasquez, by preaching publicly that he smelled and got no nose. Velasquez did that thing that all Spaniards do when their honor was called into question, and that was sue the shit out of them. Of course, de Landa being de Landa, he sought to protect these two friars. Velasquez demanded that he hand them over, and de Landa responded by excommunicating him. Velasquez was absolutely tougher than the alcalde mayor Quijada, who de Landa had been giving wedgies to basically from the second he'd arrived in the Yucatan. Just contrast Quijada's terrified letter, which I read earlier, with what Velasquez said directly to the face of one of de Landa's friars. By the body of Christ. Now the bishop again. If he has two balls, I have four. And I swear to God, if I could, I would mount him and his Fray Gregorio. I swear I would lock them within a room and let them die of hunger. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I could have just skipped right to the death of Diego de Landa from him becoming bishop, but I had to talk about these two fucking guys. They hated each other. At one point, in an effort to get his hands on those two meddling mendicants who were supposedly holed up in de Landa's residence, Velasquez had a locksmith break the lock. Then once he entered, he found that de Landa had already sent them out of the region. King Philip II himself took de Landa's side, and he wrote to the furious alcalde mayor, "We have been informed that you have a great dispute with the bishop of that land and with the religious Franciscans who are there. Seeing that this dispute is in great disservice to our Lord God and our own service, we order that you should remain in all good order and peace with the bishop. Instead of opposing him, you should aid and favor him in everything he should ask." Once again, just my professional fucking YouTuber opinion, Diego de Landa spent his time in Spain kissing all the right asses. But angry four-testicled men aside, the investigation de Landa faced in Spain did not soften his conduct, but rather seemed to have emboldened him for a new era of brutality. Most traditional historical scholarship argues that when Landa returned as the second bishop of the province of Yucatan, he did so a broken man, beaten by his enemies and limited in his powers. Nothing could be further from the truth. Landa would go on during his tenure as bishop to prosecute more Maya for the crime of idolatry than he had done during his infamous 1562 auto de fe. The only difference was that now, as their bishop, he returned with the legal power to punish the Maya. Bishop Torral's work, limited as it was quickly undone, and de Landa continued his brutal discipline of the Maya. Until finally, Diego de Landa decided to show mercy to the Maya in 1579 by dying relatively young of an illness. He served as the bishop of the Yucatan for 6 years in total. And that brings us to the last chapter of this miserable moment in history. This might shock you, but I like getting really fucking drunk and reading Wikipedia. It's out of character. This whole project started when I stumbled across Diego de Landa's page. This was sometime around fall 2023. So, I conceived of this video, I began to read his writings, and wow, they were just awful. The account was stilted, it was awkward, it changed between subject matter like almost randomly, it repeated itself. Most inexplicably, it switched between first and third person just constantly. It was a legitimately, mind-bogglingly unpleasant read. How the fuck is this account too long and too short at the same time? So I just moved on. I have to continue putting out videos pretty regularly if I want to avoid having to make rent behind a dumpster. I just didn't even know where to start with this shit. Obviously, I've not been working on this video nonstop since fall 2023. It's just I constantly starting and stopping and starting and stopping. It's been horrible. There is a method to my madness, and I call it the madness method, registered trademark. So I center my video around some sort of primary source which I read. Then I find a modern expert's dissection of that source. Then I investigate any points which I found particularly interesting or which the modern expert, in my professional fucking YouTuber opinion, didn't really investigate or explain well. And that was yet another issue. With Diego de Londa's account, I could not locate any long-form investigative modern writings on de Londa's book. I just put the project on the back burner and I returned to my diligent research on how Starfield is fucking trash. I don't know how they fucked it up this bad, but I couldn't get it out of my head. And in February of 2023, I found to my delight that The Friar and the Maya had been published. Without the publication of this book, which was written by 4 subject matter experts, this video would not have happened. That's right, I've blamed them. Among its 4 co-authors is Matthew Ristall, head of Latin American Studies at Penn State University. I have a history with this motherfucker. The Friar and the Maya was exactly what I needed. A fresh translation of de Londa's account, annotated by 4 modern experts, and accompanied by a set of essays about the man and his writings written by those same authors. I was so excited to get this book. It was perfect. Finally, I could get into the mind of this madman.
Londa did not write the Relación or account. Copyists at a later date created the account from a larger manuscript, a recopilación, personal note collection, that long ago disappeared. Furthermore, as we shall detail in Chapter 6, much of both the account and its lost parent, the recopilación, comprised material copied or summarized from manuscripts and books written by others. Certainly, there are some personal observations in the account, but there's little of Londa himself in the text. His personal reactions or interactions are absent, or at best rare.
Diego de Londa did not write a book. He wrote a collection of personal notes and copied some notes from other sources. In fact, the text that we have today is not in de Londa's handwriting. Rather, it's a copy of his notes, which was made in the decades after his death. Now, did these copyists edit de Londa's notes? Yeah, almost definitely. This is particularly horrible. On the cover.
Freaked me out.
Oh my god. Tropical storm, that scared the shit out of me. In fact, on this collection of copied notes is written on the cover, here's an account of the things of China. So that's concerning. Then, in the 19th century, this mangled collection of copied and edited notes was discovered by an eccentric French Mayanist. This is his name. I am not even going to try. It was then edited further. He added sections and chapters, giving it the appearance of a real book, which it, make no mistake, it is not. But if this is a copied version of de Londa's original notes, then where are the original notes? His entire collection of personal writings, which would undoubtedly give us an actual window into his mind. They burned. Now, this is all speculative, but these are, very accomplished authors with a great body of work behind them. They know what they're doing, and they say that the 2 most likely locations for the Friar's larger body of original notes was either the Royal Palace Library at El Escorial or the Royal Palace of Madrid, both of which burned down in 1671 and 1734, respectively. How much of Diego de Londa is in what we have today? Well, it depends on who you ask. Other sources that I read said that it was a perfect window into his mind, but I'm going to have to agree with the 4 authors of this. It is scattershot, almost random. A portrait of the man, but an incomplete one. Certain things shine through. his anger at conquistador conduct, his inexplicable soft spot for Maya women and children, and indeed the fact that he did not like thick black baddies. We can ascertain that Diego de Landa probably would not have enjoyed Hood Hottest Princess by Sexy Red, but it's more difficult to understand other, arguably more important, aspects of his personality and worldview. When the sheer depth of flaws inherent in Diego de Landa's account reared their ugly head, I wanted to stop the project all over again. But it also made me feel an even deeper need to understand this fucking lunatic. Yes, the incomplete nature of the account means it's a bad source on Diego de Landa himself, but it is also a pretty bad fucking source on the Maya, too. Imagine if the most complete source we had on Roman culture, religion, and politics was an edited, copied, and incomplete series of notes written by a Martian who hated Romans. And it would be considered, in any other context, an absolutely horrible source that no one anywhere should use for anything at all. And yet, as pointed out in The Friar of the Maya, it really does capture a moment. Not necessarily July 12, 1562, but the colonial Yucatan. It is broken, it is flawed, it is revised, its true nature is masked over and over and over, and that is the most representative thing I think imaginable. Diego de Landa tortured thousands of people, killing dozens, chasing shadows. When pressed for evidence of anything truly significant, actual human sacrifice, he could produce nothing but incredibly dubious testimonies. Testimonies that, Alejandro Enriquez argues, are only taken seriously because of this edited collection of notes written by a cruel madman who knew how to control a fucking narrative. Problematic as the Satuda confessions are, and the fact that they were obtained under torture is but one concern. Scholars still often corroborate their veracity by underscoring their similarities, ignoring their hyperbole and inconsistencies, and cross-checking them against other, primarily Spanish sources. Dennis Tedlock argues that some scholars accept Landa's evidence because it corroborates what we already knew about the Maya from other sources, failing to recognize that the principal other source about Maya culture is Landa's own Relación de las Casas de Yucatán. But, thankfully I could still do this fucking video, because I'm not the first guy to be obsessed with the mind of Diego de Landa. While Diego de Landa's book is not a complete window into his mind, numerous writings from his contemporaries, both Maya and Spanish, absolutely shine a light onto them. There's one specific event, recorded decades after his death, which, if true, makes it all click into place. His chief Franciscan biographer, Lopez de Cogolludo, writing a century later, believed Landa to have traveled all over the peninsula, save to remote Bacalar, in the decade before his Inquisition. Cogolludo records that in 1551, while passing through the territory of the Cupoles, Landa came upon 300 Indians about to sacrifice a youth. The boy, garlanded with flowers, was tied to a post, and around him were arrayed vessels of balchi, the honey-based mead favored by the old gods. Landa, bursting from the thickets, released the boy, smashed the vessels, and preached to the Indians so persuasively, we are told, that they begged him to stay among them and teach them further. And to show their good faith, they themselves smashed the idols in his presence. Before we get into this, I need to be very clear. I really want to believe that this is true, and we should always be very careful with the things we want to believe. Aliens are real, and they're horny. I want to believe it for a very simple reason, one you can probably assume. It makes the monster human. He makes sense with this piece. If this happened, I get it. How would he have felt in this temporary triumph, saving a young boy, moving an audience of hostile strangers to smash the demonic idols they worshipped? If this happened, it was absolutely the greatest moment of Diego de Landa's life. He went to the other side of the world to do exactly this. Cogolludo's biography would detail further mass conversions around this time, where de Landa moved countless Maya to the Christian faith. What if Diego de Landa wrote about this moment, which may have changed the course of his life forever? A moment that makes him human, and it was burned. According to the written evidence currently available, Kokoyudo was the last person to use Londa's vanished magnum opus of personal notes, as writers in Yucatan made no further references to the manuscript. I don't know how Diego de Londa slept at night. I emailed Matthew Restall. I asked him, and he informed me, after he told me that Santa Claus wasn't real, that he wagered that Diego de Londa slept like a baby. I do not agree. These are not the actions of a man who sleeps well. But what troubled him in the night was not what he did. What troubled him is the same thing which has troubled me and countless others. Why he did it. He undoubtedly loved the Maya in his fucked up, horrible way. That is on full display in his account. When people think of the Maya, they focus on their cruelties, right? They fixate on the image of a priest covered in scars and tattoos and piercings, holding a still beating heart to the sky. A ritual that, ironically, they learned from Central Mexico long after the Classic period. You would think that, if any man were to communicate that sort of image, it would be Diego de Londa, and there are significant portions of his so-called account which fixate on alien and cruel rituals. But there is an also inexplicable tenderness to sections of it, a genuine affection for the people that he believed he was saving. This people had a great and excessive fear of death, and they showed this by the fact that all the services that they performed for their gods were for no other purpose nor for any other thing, except they should give them health, life, and sustenance. But when it came time to die, it was indeed a thing to see the sorrow and the cries that they made for their dead, and the great grief it caused them. During the day, they wept for them in silence, and at night with loud and very sad cries. What a shame it was to hear them. You know, if you really do want to get to the heart of Diego de Londa,
You can find it in the middle of this miserable collection of copied notes, when the so-called account suddenly and inexplicably shifts into prayer.
it explains his fury, his frustration, and why he punished the Maya so severely for never becoming what he needed them to be, his very purpose for being. I don't know how Diego de Londa slept
Brown's
at
got
night,
ringworm.
but I know why he got up in the morning. O Lord, my God, the light, being, and life of my soul, holy guide and true path of my habits, consolation of my afflictions, inner joy of my sorrows, refreshment and rest from my labors. Why do you command me, Lord, to do what is better called work than rest? Why do you oblige me to do that which I cannot complete? I know how much of a pussy this makes me. But sometimes these more depressing moments in history, because I have to, obviously I get really into this shit, and I like read as much as I can about it, so it's, you sort of immerse yourself in something, it starts to bother you. As I'm sure you've gathered from my years worth of weepy video essays, I'm a very sensitive man. I think that being such a Kurt Vonnegut fanboy has helped me laugh through that, you know. Finishing this project, I found a lot of comfort in the words of a Mesoamerican intellectual who currently decorates the Mexican 100 peso note. I found a lot of comfort in a flower song written by the Hungry Coyote, the warrior, poet, outlaw, philosopher, and king, Netzahualcoyotl. This is an excerpt from his flower song called All the Earth is a Grave, and Nothing Escapes It. Thanks for watching.
Filled are the bowels of the earth, with pestilential dust once flesh and bone. Once animate bodies of man who sat upon thrones, decided cases, presided in council, commanded armies, conquered provinces, possessed treasure, destroyed temples, exulted in their pride, majesty, fortune, praise, and power. Vanished are these glories, just as the fearful smoke vanishes that belches forth from the infernal fires of Popocatépetl. Nothing recalls them but the painted page.
I know I spelled that wrong. How the fuck do you spell
Fucking good news. Andy Serkis interview about his upcoming Lord of the Rings movie. Andy Serkis defends lack of Lord of the Rings cast. Whoa, what? Andy Serkis defends lack of diversity in Lord of the Rings cast. Whoa, what? This is a summary. And lack of diversity for Hunt for Gollum. Tolkien himself was influenced by a lot of Norse mythology. There's a lot of that feeling. The Shire feels very white, you know? They're not very concerned with what goes on beyond the borders of the Shire, but they do know that they don't want people coming in. Yes, there have been criticisms, he says, acknowledging arguments for now almost a quarter of a century old. This particular film somewhat acknowledges that, but I don't think that we'll be doing politically correct, just casting for the sake of casting and ticking boxes version of the film, so it's only where it's relevant, basically. Thank God. People are finally tired of this shit.
I feel like I've been an elf my whole life, so it feels very validating to go and actually be able to do it as a job. I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings. I'm a huge fan of Andy, and so I think just being able to be a part of this world and to inhabit this character is a dream come true.
This is the teaser of This is the Hunt for Gollum.
Here we go, onto the mocap stage for day one.
Thank you everyone, standing by to shoot.
Very exciting.
And roll camera.
So good. Oh my God. Jesus. He just turned it on.
The entire Lord of the Rings team who worked on the original are reassembled for a start. It will feel like a proper Middle-earth film, there's no question. A lot of the filmmaking techniques harken back to the first trilogy, so I think it'll be a great marriage of a new story and an intimate story within the lore and world of the Middle-earth that we all love.
That's insane. I didn't know they had all those people coming in. Is this the... Oh my God, that's him from back then?
That then became a...
He was almost cast from the second that we met him.
Oh my God, he's so good.
And it was really in that audition that I came to realize something that had never really occurred to me, and that the voice and the facial expressions and the energy are related.
His approach was so intense, and he gave absolutely everything every day and physically.
Yeah, some of these people put so much work and time and effort into this, it's insane. I think it's awesome, man.
Guardian already hates the idea of this movie, so it has a possibility of being good. That's always a good sign.
Previous Lord of the Rings film, made before colorblind casting became common. I don't think they're doing colorblind casting, because every single time you never have any of the universally evil or bad characters that are being race swapped. It's always the morally good, universally good characters. I can very clearly see that you are trying to change and give ownership of these different myths and these stories. It's about ancient Europe. Like, that's what it's about. There weren't any black people there. That's just the way it is. I think that everybody knows that that's what's happening, and I think that's the reason why people have been so far against it.
Yeehaw summer is over. Now it's yeehaw fall. I'll be rooting and tooting for as long as it fucking takes. Thank you to my patrons and Incogni for making this nightmare possible. I made a video essay about the nightmarish abuse I received as a child, and YouTube deleted it. While of course making sure to let me know that they do make exceptions for art. I like to consider myself a half-decent writer, but I guess I can't be that good. I cannot find the words to describe how disgusted I've become with this website and the machine they employed to judge the quality of my work. AI cannot make art because AI can't get Western Apache Raiding in Warfare contains the testimony of Anna Price, daughter of a White Mountain Apache chief named Eshkel Dasila, or He is Constantly Angry. There's been some confusion caused by Western Apache Raiding in Warfare, but he is a different guy from Diablo, a later chief. For simplicity's sake, I will refer to him by his translated name, He is Constantly Angry. Anna's testimony is adorable because she's an old lady at the time her testimony was recorded, but she's clearly so proud of her dad. Her testimony is also terrifying. The Yavapai steal some horses which belonged to He is Constantly Angry and his family. So, he calls a council of his warriors, they agree this is unacceptable, they go to the Yavapai village, they find the women, they kill all of them except for one old lady, and then, He is Constantly Angry says this, Hey, I didn't want to come here and have to do this. You made me do this. Don't make me do it again. Don't fuck with my horses. Then he went and he killed the men. He gives a similar speech to the Navajo later after they did a sneak attack on him and his White Mountain homeboys. It appears this was his personal philosophy. Indeed, it is the best story I've found for illustrating the Apache perspective on violence and retribution. He is constantly angry was not concerned with whether or not his response was proportional. He is constantly angry was a results-oriented kind of guy. My father said, "I am satisfied now. I've done this last and they did it first. It was just as if they asked us to come over to their country." The Yavapai never came back after our horses again. They were scared of us, I guess. The Apache were a raiding society, which is to say that raiding constituted a legitimate economic activity in their culture. You know how it is. You want to feed your family, so you gotta clock in at the stealing shit from Mexicans factory. Although I do want to say that the Apache definitely distinguished between raids and warfare. What he is constantly angry did here, that was not a raid. It seems that raids were only ever really violent by accident. I am here for your sheep. But as far as Apache warfare was concerned, they only practiced total war. The Apaches made a marked distinction between raiding and warfare. In the language of the Western Apaches, the word for raiding, to search out enemy property, and the word for warfare, to take death from an enemy, revealed their view of the two separate activities. The return of a victorious war party was celebrated with a dance, and if adult captives had been taken, with their torture and eventual execution by close female relatives of the warrior, whose death the party had been sent to avenge. Could you imagine being taken apart slowly by a grieving Apache widow? Side note, the Apache did not name their kids until their personality developed, so he is constantly angry as mom, like she didn't just make a lucky guess. The horse to the Apache was food, it was transportation, it was status, it was even a hot wife. Not directly. You use the horses as a dowry, right? You trade them to the father of the bride, or use the horses to take the bride. Your idea of normal is, you know, it's not baked into the fabric of the universe. It's a consequence of history. Your idea of normal was a gift and a curse given to you by your fathers as their fathers gave it to them. Our idea of normal is a conversation which we are constantly having. This was normal here. Don't fuck with an Apache chief's horses. Gentlemen, I don't know if just describing violence can get your channel removed, but we'll see if YouTube is indeed as bitch-made as I suspect they are as we embark upon this, my Apache Wars trilogy. Subscribe. I never ask, but just do it. All my videos are ad-free because YouTube decided you don't need homemade peach cobbler. No, you deserve the slop. But before we continue with a tale of genuine Apache vengeance, he is constantly angry. He probably didn't want to do this stuff. He just wanted no one to fuck with his horses, and this was a means to an end. Particularly his war with the Navajo, his former allies, it seems to have truly troubled him. My father had said when he started to war, "My heart is moving within me just as the sun moves overhead." That is the way the killing of my relatives makes me feel. When a man gets mad, his heart beats hard and fast. This is what he meant. What happens if you don't just fuck with an Apache's horses, but indeed try to destroy their freedom, their culture, and their way of life?
Do you know what I'm sick of? The persistent background radiation of pain and meaninglessness which permeates life. Also, all these fucking scam text messages I keep getting, half the time they are job recruiters informing me about positions which will pay me $10 billion a day to look at cat pictures from home or whatever. First of all, I'm a YouTuber, and that sounds way too hard. Second of all, I don't think that's real. I think you're just trying to steal my information so that you can get all my Robux. Yep, all these scam messages and calls, they sure are annoying. And with Incog, they can finally be avoided. Your personal information is right now being collected and sold by data brokers. And the worst part is not only how easy it is to find your data, but also, you know, who is trying to find it. Landlords, scammers, bad actors, and potential employers for real jobs. Life is already difficult and painful enough without this added anxiety. While you can theoretically find and request your data be removed from these websites yourself, these sites are numerous, slimy, and tricky. Incogni will take care of all of that for you. Sure, you may miss out on incredible job opportunities written in broken English, but you will be able to navigate life and the internet safely with your privacy intact, as Incogni tirelessly hunts down these sites on your behalf. Incogni has not only saved me from cat food lunches this month, but can also save you from scam phone calls, identity theft, and these constant violations of your privacy. Take your personal data back with Incogni. Use code DJTeach at the link below to get 60% off an annual plan. Thank you, Incogni, for sponsoring this video.
Around 1500, possibly 1700, a group of Athapascan-speaking peoples migrated down from Canada along the eastern edge of the Rocky Mountains. We can't say what moved them to migrate to the southern Great Plains and desert Southwest, but we can say with certainty that a schism occurred once they arrived. And I'm not going to really have like the pie face skit thing that I do in general. There are too many dead babies, all right? There's a certain level of dead babies. I can't do the goofy stuff. Like, I'll make jokes about Serbia, but we're not doing the skits, except for this one. You get one.
All right, so we've completed our mysterious exodus from the frozen far north. Now it's time to pick our gimmick. It's all about the PR. You gotta have a thing, you see. I was thinking, what if we made our thing these little fucking baskets? Listen, I appreciate that you have a marketing degree, but I just want to raise these fluffy animals here. They provide not only food, but also wool for clothing and blankets. We'll be shepherds. Oh, that sort of interferes with this other thing I was gonna do with these big dick monster creatures? What were you gonna do with
The Navajo would take to raising sheep and farming as old world animals and crops made their way northwards from the heart of the Spanish Empire in North America, central Mexico. It's a long sentence, I'm sorry. I'm gonna start selling Adderall on the DJ Peach. The Apache would maintain a more mobile hunter-gatherer lifestyle, which they did supplement with some farming and, you know, the constant raiding of both Mexican and other natives. It's called being primal. The Apache would regard farming as a feminine pursuit and jokingly call Mexicans and other native groups their shepherds. The Spanish slave trade of Indians would shape the Apache in the centuries before Americans arrived to the region. Apache rancherias would be victimized by Spanish slaving raids at first, and then later, Comanche slaving raids.
Comanche captive taking introduced Apaches from the east, Navajos from the west, and Pawnees from the north into New Mexico. The Comanche's radius of action was astonishing. In 1731, a New Mexican friar asked one of the Comanche's captives to which nation he belonged and how far it was to his country of origin. The slave responded that he was a Pana, quite possibly a Pawnee, whose traditional homeland was along the North Platte and Loup Rivers in present-day Nebraska.
If you're a child, you think I'm saying it's white people's fault that the Apache raided their neighbors. If you're a truly intelligent, mature adult, you understand that I'm not saying it's white people's fault. That's obviously ridiculous. Spanish aren't white. You see, I'm an actual racist, a learned, scientific racist. If you've ever even looked at the Mediterranean, you lose your Hyperborean card. White people only come from a single village in Wales, whose name non-white tongues cannot pronounce. The general narrative that Europeans with superior technology would just steamroll natives wherever they found them, it truly breaks down in the modern American Southwest. The Spanish were incapable of defeating many native groups, among them my problematic kings, the Karankawa. They ate guys sometimes. Once again, Libs, it's called being primal. I've identified 3 broad policies the Spanish employed against the Apache after Apache raids against Spanish settlements really began in earnest in the early 18th century. Policy 1, we're Europeans, let's just do the thing. Beginning with the regulation of 1772, the Spaniards adopted a harshly militaristic policy in the face of increasing Apache raids. They were to be fought in battle, soundly defeated, and the survivors were to be made into prisoners and slaves. Didn't quite work out.
In effect, this policy advocated an arrogant benevolence in which the compassionate conquerors would treat all prisoners well because they were potential converts to Christianity. They would incarcerate all prisoners near presidios or send them as slaves to the interior, where Spanish officials planned to enlighten these heathens through education and then conversion. Eminent historian Max L. Moorhead termed this the most brutal Indian policy ever sanctioned by the King of Spain.
Yeah, that didn't work. Policy 2, let's give them treats. Has anyone tried giving them treats? The Spanish Empire would establish establecimientos, where Apache would be housed, protected, and taught the ways of civilization. Yeah, this is beginning to sound A little familiar, although few Americans are aware of it, the Spanish military established a system of reservations for Mescalero and Chiricahua Apaches nearly a century before Geronimo's famous surrender in 1886. Rather than raid the frontier for livestock as they had in the past, these Apaches opted to receive rations of meat in exchange for serving as scouts and auxiliary troops with Spanish soldiers. If you'd like to learn more about these ill-fated reservations, then I highly recommend the dissertation that I just quoted. That also did not work. Most importantly, with Mexico achieving independence, this system would break down along with the presidios, or forts, on Mexico's northern frontier. So, you lost your military defense, and you stopped giving them treats. All at the same time, huh? Policy 3. Run now! The situation America stumbled into during the Mexican-American War was a fucking nightmare, as the United States made manifest our destiny of creating a series of mass graves and building parking lots over them. It was the Apache who would prove to be the fiercest of foes. The Apache had enforced their autonomy and independence many times before, often with great success. The Apache Wars would last 30 years when all was said and done, and this video will mostly cover the first 10 or so of them. They were messy, complicated, and genuinely nightmarish. I've read about still living little girls hung from meat hooks, scalped babies, and men buried up to their necks so that ants could eat their still living skulls clean. This video will focus mostly on the Chiricahua Apache. I'm sorry, Tonto Apache. Like most histories of the Apache Wars, I'm just going to talk about the time that George Crook fed you your own bones. By the way, I've been learning Spanish. Tonto means silly. Imagine being the silly Apache. The Chiricahua Apache is a group designation, mostly which exists for ethnographical purposes. It's not so much like a political structure that they had, right? 4 Apache tribes fell under this designation. The Chokonen, the Badonkohe, the Nedni, and the Chihene. And none of that will be on the test, I promise. It's okay. But I am going to ask you the name of that Welsh village, so I hope you wrote it down. Hello, DJ Peach Gobbler later, realizing I forgot to record something. The Apache homeland was known as the Apachiria, and it was the borders established by the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo and the Gadsden Purchase, which would divide this territory. It's important to note that the Apache prized freedom above all else. And while we as Americans mostly use the word freedom as, freedom to choose where to park, the Apache meant it in every aspect of their life. Freedom was the greatest treasure to an Apache. The most unimaginable of tortures was to be taken, bound, imprisoned. An Apache man was really only beholden to his family and not so much his chief. The sheer hatred between Mexican and Apache will be further expanded upon in my next video, but what should be known is this. Many of the greatest Apache warriors would earn names in combat with the Spanish and Mexicans. It may seem like it may be an insult to use this name instead of their proper Apache name, but they held these names with great pride. The reason I bring this up is, well, it's an important part of understanding the Apache, but also, imagine being so hardcore you get 2 of those names.
Welcome back, Tribe. Got a video of this dude here, German guy. He came to America, and he said it made him braver. He loves it. America changed him, and Europe was wrong. Let's see.
Europe lied to me about America, but not in the way you think. Because I didn't move here because I hated Germany. I moved here because I fell in love with an American. And 2 years later, I have to admit something that makes many of my old friends angry. Because the country I was taught to look down on made me more hopeful, more ambitious, and more free than I ever imagined. And that is uncomfortable, because it means America was not the country I misunderstood. Maybe Europe made me misunderstand myself. And this year the timing is almost too perfect. America turns 250 years old. Happy birthday, USA. The World Cup is happening here, and right now Europeans are having the same moment I had 2 years ago. They arrive with jokes, they arrive with opinions, they arrive thinking they already understand America. And then normal America hits them in the face. Not Hollywood America, not political America, just normal America. That is exactly what breaks the story Europe told. When I watch this World Cup tourist, I see myself 2 years ago. I see that moment where the America I was warned about disappeared. 2 years ago, on July 1st, I moved from Germany to the United States of America. And I did not just move countries. I moved from a culture of caution into a culture of courage. And I was not ready for what would do that to me. Because Germany gave me a lot, gave me structure, discipline, education, a strong work ethic, and I'm very grateful for that. I am German. I still think like that in many ways. I still overanalyze things. I still want everything to be planned. I still get nervous when something is not organized. And sometimes I still look angry, even when I'm having a great time. But Germany also gave me something I had to unlearn. A voice in my head that said, be careful, do not stand out, do not dream too big, do not be too proud, do not risk too much. And definitely do not say America might actually be amazing. That voice was not always loud. It sounded reasonable, it sounded mature.
That's true. If you lived in both, and I have, you'll notice that Americans have an entrepreneurial spirit about them. Get it on your own constantly. Work hard and you can make it. You know, believe in your dreams. That Europeans don't think like that. It's so weird. Europeans are, I don't know, they're like beaten into submission psychologically. First, they have this liberal air of superiority, at least for the liberal ones. There's good Europeans too, don't get me wrong. They're more conservative and traditional. But the mentality there in general is something akin to like, don't be the nail that sticks out, you're going to get hammered. Make yourself small. Just do what your boss says. Be grateful for your job. Shit like that. The state will take care of everything. What? It's insane to see the difference in mentality.
But slowly it made my world smaller.
Which look, if you think about it, that actually translates into how society is functioning. You know, in like 2000, was it 9? America and the EU were even in GDP. Now America has surpassed EU as a whole. Well, like they've a third. The EU, I think, is a third GDP the size of America. That's how much wealth was left behind. America innovates. America innovates and the EU regulates. The perfect example, if you guys remember when I was living in the EU, was the stupid fucking water bottles where the cap won't come off. That's like the greatest invention they got going on in the EU. Meanwhile, America is producing like frontier level artificial intelligence, and then China just like ripping them off as usual. The Chinese just literally imitate and copy everything and make their own for cheap. The Americans are innovating, and then the Europeans are just regulating shit. Seriously. The amount of potential that you have in Europe that's just being wasted due to like the regulatory bodies of each country, and then what a framework the EU has. Dude, starting a business in Europe is a fucking nightmare. It's not, it almost is not worth it compared to the United States. It's insane.
Even notice it until I moved here. That is what Europe does to a lot of people. It does not crush your dreams dramatically. It just makes them feel embarrassing. You say you want to start something. People ask, why? You say you want to move somewhere. People ask, are you sure? You say you want to build a business. People explain the taxes. You say you want to start a YouTube channel. People say, who the hell is gonna watch that? And after hearing that long enough, you start doing it to yourself. You become your own German comment section in your head. That was me. And then I came to America. America asked me questions I was not used to. Why not? Why not try? Why not build something? Why not start over? Why not you? These questions can change your life. Because in Europe, people ask, who gave you permission? In America, the question is, why haven't you started yet? That is a completely different culture. Europeans think America is loud because Americans are stupid. No, America is loud because America is still alive. Europeans think American optimism is fake. No, maybe Europeans are just not used to people who still believe tomorrow can be better. And they also think American confidence is arrogance. No, maybe they just forgot what courage looks like. And the first time I realized that America's right was not some huge patriotic moment. It was in a store. One of my first days here, I was still full in German mode. I was overthinking everything. Where do I stand? Am I in someone's way? Is my accent too strong? And then a random guy looked.
Wow. Isn't that great to have? Like, can you imagine if all immigrants came into the country and had that kind of mentality? Just saying. They're actually courteous and wondering if they're in the way, if they're, am I standing? It's over the top because it's very German. But can you see why they assimilated in America so well? Can you see why Europeans come to America and succeed? Do you see why the transition? is so natural.
Looked at me and said, "Hey man, how is it going?" And I froze because my German brain immediately thought, "Who's this person? Does he want money? Is this a scam? Is he just messing with me?" No, he was just being nice. That sounds like nothing, but when you come from a place where strangers often treat each other like obstacles, that little moment becomes a big moment. It's a culture shock. Europeans say American friendliness is fake. I used to think that too. Now I think that sentence says more about Europe than about America. Because if warmth feels fake to you, maybe you have lived too long without it. Sometimes a smile is just a smile. Sometimes small talk is just kindness. Sometimes a compliment is not fake. Sometimes people are just trying to make life a little less miserable. And slowly that changed me. I'm still German, so I will probably never become the guy who smiles for no reason all day long. But America made me warm. I talk more to people now.
That's such a thing, dude. My woman was telling me the same shit. She's like, why the fuck is everyone smiling? Or what are they smiling for all the time? And I'm like, I don't know. They just, hey, it's like part of this corporate thing now. It's beat into us. The customer's always right, always greet people. Like, hey, welcome in. It's like shocked by all that. Nobody does that in Europe. Dude, you walk in anywhere here, I know they're forced to by corporations, the managers there, but it kind of does affect the air. It does affect the mood. It is nice that you just walk in and, hey, welcome in, and then boom, you've been noticed. Your presence is noticed. In Europe, dude, you walk in a place, you're like, you're fucking invisible. And living in that kind of environment can wear you out. Now, of course, this must be said that this is usually a big city problem. Same with the United States. You know, you say like big city people are rude. You go to the countryside, dude, in Europe and in the United States, you meet the most genuine, humble, down-to-earth, grounded people you will ever meet. They're incredible. There's something, this is like a universal law. I don't know why, but the city breaks people somehow, breaks their spirit. You go to the countryside, dude, everybody is so amazing to be around. Like when I first landed in Romania, we went to the countryside. My uncle took me for the first time in my life, since I've been little. I can't remember that time though, but dude, imagine me, I go to a dude who owns a bunch of cows and sheep and stuff. And the guy is there like milking the cow live. He's got like a bucket and he's warm milk. And he's asking, because we're going there to get some milk and some cheese, and he's like, you want some fresh milk? Like, not fresh like at the store fresh, just stock, like fresh out the teat. And then I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever tasted. I never tasted, it was warm, still, of course. Real warm, raw milk, dude. Felt like electricity in my fucking body. So sweet, dense with the nutrition. It doesn't last long too, so I bought like two huge 2-liter bottles worth of milk, and you got to finish that shit in like a couple of days, a day or two, unless you want to boil it at home. And then we got some cheese, raw cheese, same shit, made right there, fresh, not on the spot, of course, but like that day they finished a batch, and half of it they gave for free. The guy was just like, welcome back to the country. I was taking videos of the cows and shit, dude, just like feeding them. He's like, these are some of the best breeds you can buy, blah, blah, blah. Beautiful pasture, dude. They're just eating grass. And the guy's just handing you shit. Just because we only paid for like 2 milks. And he's like, no, you just, here, have this. And they're like grabbing shit off the shelf, like, try this too. And nah, you should get that one. That's the best stuff we got. And he's like, hey, bro, I'm like trying to walk to the car like this, like holding all the shit we're getting handed. And just because. Yeah, country people, they're the best.
I say nice things when I think them, and that matters, because a country where strangers are friendly creates a different kind of a person. In that country where everyone is suspicious of friendliness also creates a very specific kind of person. That change did not stay small. It changed what I believed was possible. Before America, the idea of me having a YouTube channel was almost ridiculous. I started as a child. I'm an introvert. I'm not a natural performer. English is not my native language. I make a lot of mistakes. I have a very strong accent. And I started at an age where many people in Germany already think, okay, this is your life now. You have your job, you have your routine. Do not do anything too weird. Do not embarrass yourself. When I first talked about doing YouTube, the German reaction were exactly what you expect. Bad idea, too risky, nobody will watch that. And the most German reaction of all, what is the point? That sentence kills dreams. What is the point? The point is to try. The point is to grow. The point is to see what happens. The point is not to die inside before you are dead. But back then, I actually believed in negativity. So I started in German first, and honestly, a lot of the feedback was negative. People corrected me, people judged me, people acted like I need permission to speak. Then I had this crazy thought, what if I do it in English? A German guy with a German accent talking to Americans about America. That should not work. At least according to the European mindset. But America does not care if something should work. America cares if you're willing to try. So I tried. And Americans watched. Americans subscribed. Americans commented. Americans told me, we like your perspective.
He's good too, because he's got 178,000 views on just this video in 10 days. So.
We like your honesty. We like seeing our country through your eyes. And we actually like your accent. And now this channel has over 20,000 subscribers. It might be still small, but to me it's actually insane. Because America gave me permission to try before I was perfect. And this explains America better than almost anything else. Europe often wants you perfect before you're even allowed to try. Perfect education, perfect accent, perfect plan. America is different because it says start, build, fall down, try again. But then I noticed something bigger. America feels alive. Europe often feels like a museum with regulations. Beauty,
that's a good way to describe it.
Very tired. I know that sounds harsh, but I felt it in my own life. I had a good country, a good job, a safe environment. From the outside, everything looked stable, but inside it felt like my future had already been assigned to me. Like the path was already written, like the best thing I could do was not to mess it up. America feels different. America feels different from the beginning. America feels unfinished, and that is the magic. America is still being built. That is why everything is loud. That is why people argue so much. That is why people move across the country and start businesses, take risks, fail and try again. Europe looks at that and says, how embarrassing. America looks at that and says, at least he tried, and that difference changed me. And it also changed how I see freedom. In Germany, I always felt like freedom came with a warning label. You can speak your mind, but be careful. You can question things, but be careful. And after a while, you start censoring yourself, because freedom is not only what is written on paper. Freedom is also what the culture allows you to feel brave enough to do. Germany taught me freedom with a warning label. America taught me freedom with responsibility.
Are all immigrants the same? Chat, are all immigrants the same? I hate to take it there. No, I don't. Look at the fucking difference, bro. We need millions of guys like this coming in, millions of women that have this kind. These people need to be coming into the country. Not this shit, watch.
Everybody.
Look at the difference.
Everybody is entitled to live in this country, just like you.
Nobody's entitled to anything.
Like you.
You pay taxes here?
Why the question? Why should I answer you? What is happening in New York City?
You guys remember this? We covered this the other day.
I'm not moving.
No, he's not answering questions.
You want the hoodie?
He's pissed he's filming the fraud going on in New York. Look at the difference.
Question. How would you feel if I take a camera and a video and go to North Carolina or South Carolina and those redneck cities and show what you do there?
Go for it.
There you go. Beautiful, bro. And then you got this guy.
And responsibility can be very uncomfortable, because freedom means you cannot always blame the state. You cannot always blame society. You have to choose. You have to risk. You have to live with the consequences. That changed me. In Germany, I was used to thinking,
what a fucking difference, huh?
The state should handle everything. The state regulates, the state protects, the state decides. And of course there's comfort in that, but that comfort can become a cage. You pay huge taxes, you follow endless rules, you trust the system, and then one day you wake up and realize the system is not building your dream, it is managing your decline. America made me see that. I do not want a life that's perfectly managed. I want a life that is actually mine. Europeans love to feel superior to America because it makes them feel sophisticated. But after living here, I realized that a lot of that superiority is insecurity. Because deep down, many Europeans know America still has something Europe is losing. Energy, confidence, ambition, belief, the feeling that the future is still open. Before I came here, I also thought maybe the best times were behind us. You work, you pay tax, You complain, you watch things get worse, you call it realism. And then you get older and you think, that is just how it is. But America made me dream again. And I know, many people will say, that sounds naive. But I think it's the opposite. I think giving up and calling it intelligence is the real stupidity. Optimism is not childish. Optimism is fuel. A country with...
Damn, he's going in, and then there's this.
No, how would you feel?
I feel just fine. I'm not doing anything illegal, ma'am. Ma'am, how would you feel if every single one of your dollars that you make, 40% goes back to the government, and other people get it from who aren't even from here?
Million people in this world.
Yep.
Whether you white or black or Asian or Chinese, whatever you can be, we have to respect one another.
Amen, I 100% agree.
What is America is about. It's not taking your video and looking for people that don't look like you and
Wow.
In 3 fucking days, that
slowly dies. And America,
but you did the same exact thing for fucking 30 years.
That is unbelievable. But the most unexpected change for me was patriotism. Growing up in Germany, patriotism is not normal. You are taught to be careful with national pride. You are taught to be
Of course, because some guy with a mustache.
suspicious of that. Taught that loving your country too openly is dangerous. And that does something to you. It creates distance between you and...
Yeah, but see, he's living in the mentality of post-World War II, like the whipping Germany took, being split in two, and yeah, it was a mental beating. You got cucked, psychologically cucked by both the Soviet Empire and the American Empire. And you were forced to be small so you could never be a threat ever again.
Your own home. You can love German food, German cars, and German soccer. But loving Germany itself, that is almost forbidden. Then I came to America, and I saw flags everywhere. First, I couldn't process it. I thought, wow, Americans really love America. But the longer I lived here, the more I understood the flags here is not just decoration, it's a reminder that this country was built by people who believed freedom was worth the risk. A reminder that a nation needs pride to survive. A reminder that gratitude matters. I still remember my first real 4th of July here. People were wearing red, white, and blue, flags everywhere, families were together, fireworks at night. Everyone just openly celebrated their country. And my first German instinct was, is this too much? But then I looked around and thought, no, maybe this is what a healthy country does. It remembers that it is worth celebrating. That hit me. And strangely, America made me proud of Germany again. Because when I saw Americans love their country openly, I started asking myself, why am I not allowed to love mine? Germany has great things, great inventors, great thinkers, great engineering, great culture. And I am German, and I always will be German. But America showed me that loving where you come from does not mean you hate anyone else. It means you are grateful. Now my life is both German roots and American dream. That's why I want to fly both flags in front of my house. The German flag and the American flag. And soon my son will be born here, a first-generation American.
Congratulations.
German father, and I will teach him to love America. Not a...
You hear this?
Not fake, in a real way. I want him to understand that this country is not normal. It is not normal to have this much freedom, this much opportunity.
Holy shit.
try to put them.
It has nothing to do with you being black, me being white.
You did this over and over and over again.
Doing it until it's gone. We want respectfully. We want to do this until it's gone. It's got nothing to do with race.
You gone.
Why would I be gone? I'm a taxpayer here.
Will be gone.
Oh my God, bro.
This much confidence, this much kindness from strangers, this much belief that tomorrow can be bigger than yesterday.
That's crazy. Hey, not everybody's equal. We need to have a standardized filtering system that tests people's IQs, double checks their credentials. Like, only the best of the best should be allowed in here, seriously. And then we would solve this problem of immigration. And it has nothing to do with race or anything. You just test them. Test everybody from any country, no matter where. Hey, dude, you got an IQ high enough? You got specialties or expertise in something? We need you. We'll take you. Not letting millions of people through. And this is Europe's problem also. The United States and Europe. How many millions of illegals? These are literally criminals. They broke the law. How many of them are living in these countries just taking advantage? This is crazy. At least in America, you still have the opportunity to make something of yourself. That seems to be pretty much dead in Europe. I tried to start a business there. I told my accountant, turn that shit the fuck off within a month. when I saw the rules, the regulations, and all that bullshit, it's insane. Anyways, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Five-year-old white female wearing a red and black sweater, short. She ran foot from the Taco Bell. Silver was hit on the side of the drive-thru. She ran southbound 41.
She ran that way.
It's a Taco Bell meltdown.
She back there right now?
Taco Bell Battle Royale.
What is she wearing?
What the fuck? What the fuck is... Oh my god. Jesus. What the hell's wrong with them? Yeah?
Was it farther?
What?
Is it farther?
What?
Is it
Man,
farther?
It should go down farther than where I'm at right now.
Damn.
Check that behind you. Who's that behind you? Who's behind you?
Yeah?
This?
Behind you. I know.
You're walking around.
Go look by the traffic cones. I think I see somebody over there.
Uh-oh. 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 Who's fucking around?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Uh-oh.
Stay on the sidewalk.
Worst bombs in my premiere game? Oh, God.
I'm gonna assume you were the one that was driving the car.
What?
I'm gonna assume you were driving the car.
No. No.
No?
No.
Can you imagine being the cop? What do you mean, no, bro? Like,
How do I adjust ray tracing geometry in Unreal Engine?
Come on, dude. Come on, just...
I'm looking for them. They left me.
Oh, they left you.
Okay, relax, relax. I want you to maybe have a seat. Have a seat. Just have a seat right now. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Can you please call my mother?
We will talk about it, but right now I need you to have a seat.
Please, can you call
have
my
a
mom?
seat.
She'll come get me.
I don't care.
This is crazy how, like, all of these, like, I mean, these are 30-year-olds, like, these are 25, 30-year-olds that are talking about calling their mom to come get them. Like, damn, like, I mean, that's... Like, what's wrong with you? Really? Like, I mean, I get if you're, like, 19 or something, right? Or, like, you're, you know, 17, but, like, you're 27? And you're doing this? Like, she ain't 30, bro?
Right now.
Well, I mean,
right now I'm investigating something. So I need
she's
you to have a
19,
seat.
she's just on meth?
Hey, what's going on, yo? G from
Oh,
K. So,
really?
for this video real quick, I'm going to show you how you can
All right,
How do you want to play?
Can I sit down?
I want you to sit down.
You a bitch.
Yeah,
You a
sit
bitch.
down.
Yeah, sit down.
Easy, all you gotta do is copy and paste this here.
Can I call my mom?
Well, we'll talk about that. What's your name?
Maria.
Maria what?
Should go away. And as you can see,
Tell
this
us
here,
what
Void alert?
Anybody else in the vehicle supervising like other people who are in the area?
Was there anybody else that you saw in the vehicle?
easy, all you gotta do is copy and paste.
No, you have to ask my boss. He was the only one out there.
He jumped out.
Who jumped out?
The guy, I don't even know who his name is.
So you was in a car with somebody you don't know?
Well, our friend.
Okay.
He said, that's our homeboy, whatever.
That's
He
my
jumped
homeboy.
out.
He jumped out, right.
Was she with anybody else, or was it just her?
She was here by herself. Aha, right, okay.
Or anybody else?
Yep.
Stop for it.
He jumped out. He said, oh, yeah, fuck y'all. Sorry, what the fuck?
Any injuries?
Me? No. Mama. Can I call my mom?
Okay, we'll call your mom in a minute,
Can
man.
I call my mother?
We will call your mom. Listen to me. Slow down. You're not a child. You're an adult. So I don't need to call your mom. You're yelling at me, so I don't. That's not how it's working.
I didn't do shit, so why are you talking to me crazy?
Why am I talking to you crazy? Because I got witnesses that say you were in that car by yourself.
That's crazy as fuck.
That's great. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Damn. Why are these grown people want to call their parents? Because they're dysfunctional adult babies.
Right now, it's set to
Go look for it.
so in here, set up
I was not by myself.
depending on your hardware. And
She said that there was somebody else in the car with her.
Yeah.
There's been like 5 other people that left.
Oh, there were 5 people in the car.
Yes. As soon as they heard police, goodbye. I stayed.
This would be the point where I'd be like, all right, put your hands behind your back.
It wasn't the fact is that y'all just crashed into Taco Bell. That didn't give it away. That we were to show up.
Either way, that we're not gonna stay there.
All right, Maria, do me a favor. Stand up for me. Stand up.
Am I being arrested?
Right now, you're being placed in cuffs.
My man.
Hear that right now?
For what?
My man.
For what?
Yep.
Right now, you're being detained. Okay? We're gonna go do an investigation.
Well, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. What do you mean?
I'm not fighting you, but...
I hope not.
So why am I being arrested?
Right now, you just let the scene of an accident.
Why am I being arrested?
They just
right now,
told
you're
me.
being placed in cuffs. I never said that you're being arrested right now. Right now, you're being detained. And what's gonna be happening is we're going up to Taco Bell. And we're gonna talk to the officer over there and figure out what's going on.
I didn't even go to Taco Bell.
I didn't even go. Oh, now, so like I wasn't in the car. Okay, I was in the car. It wasn't me driving. And now I wasn't even at Taco Bell. She wasn't even there.
I was in Taco Bell.
I was in Taco Bell. Yeah.
You didn't actually make it to Taco Bell. You got anything on you?
Yeah, you
No, I
didn't.
don't.
Well, we're just gonna
So, can you please look? Why am I... Hold on.
First off, I'm not gonna be checking.
Am I being detained?
Yes.
For what?
54 route train.
For what? What am I being detained
yelling
for?
at?
What am I being detained for?
We're living in the scene of an accident.
What are you talking about?
Stop. Just stop, Maria. All right? Just stop. I'm not gonna explain it again. Do you have anything that's in your pockets that's gonna hurt us?
No.
It's not?
No.
Well, we're gonna find out real quick. You got any drugs on you or anything?
All right, let's stand up. Come on.
How about you just stop doing that?
Uh-huh.
Can I call my mama?
You call your mama later.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll
jeez.
regret that shit.
How about you just stand up normal?
What the fuck are you mad for? I didn't do shit.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna be transporting her up to you right now.
Can I understand what I'm going to jail for?
You don't even know if you're going to jail. Dude.
Detained, right? Yes. So what am I detained for?
Oh my
Because we have
God.
a car in Taco Bell, and we have witnesses that saw you run from the car. So that's why you're detained right now, okay? So we just figure it out. For your time. Appreciate it. Okay, but what am I detained for?
Leaving the scene of an accident.
I didn't leave shit. Nothing happened.
Tell me that there's no action when you get up there.
So.
Oh my
what
God. There it is.
I mean, that car did it. What the heck was wrong?
You're the manager, right? Okay. Are you able to show up?
That's the Taco Bell manager?
What?
All right.
We'll drive you down there, see if you can identify who this actually was. You saw it, right?
That's right.
She's like right there. I mean, we're only taking like.
That's right.
Yeah, we have someone detained though, and it just helps us, and he can just drive by with us, and then we'll.
Can increase the ray tracing budget.
God damn. Oh, good. A baby a baby chair in the back seat. That's always really good. Yes, the crazy, under the influence mother driving around on a Taco Bell. How do these people always manage to reproduce?
Just so you know, there's signal 57 on the floorboard, and there's a car seat in the back.
Yeah.
Are we sure that?
He said that there was nobody else.
Okay.
You witnessed the whole thing, right? And there was nobody else in the car.
Uh-huh.
All right, sir, you're gonna come in our car. It's a little bit further down, okay?
Am I being detained?
Maria, yes, again, yes.
Yes.
Okay?
What the fuck am I being questioned for? What the fuck am I being questioned for?
I already told you, Maria.
At a certain point.
I have one night, my baby. I have a babysitter, right? I can't even have one night to myself without it being a problem.
God forbid.
Did it.
God forbid I have one day off. What? I can't crash out one day at the Taco Bell. I can't have one crash out at the Taco Bell. Why not?
So let Zone 9 know on the radio you're 51 for a show up, and they should put some lights on so he can see.
Stand by.
Can you call my mother? Ahora.
Mira,
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Call her.
Better chill.
Call her.
Maria, step out.
¿Por qué? Why? Call my mom.
Maria, you are not a child.
Witness inside there? Yeah. That's her.
All right.
That's her. Yeah.
Call her. Bro, call her.
She is crashing out like crazy. How long until she can't breathe? Oh, now she's crying, of course.
Can you call my mom?
Can you confirm again? That was 10-4. 10-4. 9 to 8. You want us to transfer it back up to you?
10-4.
All right, get up. Step back in.
Where is she?
Get in the car.
¿Por qué?
Get in the car.
¿Por qué? ¿Dónde está? Bro, why you Yo, don't do that.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
So Dennis hasn't even seen the apartment yet?
No. Yeah, Dennis lost a bet, and I got to redesign our old apartment. He's gonna flip.
That's great. I'm just excited to have my old place back to myself.
And guys, after the grand opening, we finally get a chance to fire the rocket launcher.
Nice, you got a rocket!
It finally came in the mail, and now we have the perfect opportunity to celebrate with it.
Yeah, that would be cool. Guys, listen. There's a girl. She's coming, okay? There's a girl, Mandy. Okay, she's here to stay. All right? And you guys have to take my lead because I'm another guy. So don't address me as me because I'm somebody else.
Are we us?
Well, yeah, of course you are.
I don't want to be me. Can I be someone else?
No, you have to be you, okay? All of you are yourselves, except for D. Oh, okay, wait. Are you right-handed or left-handed? That won't come up.
Well, it could come up.
It won't. Okay, I'm gonna go with left then. Is that cool? Yeah, at least go with the hand that I am, for Christ's sake. Hey! Mandy, hi!
Hey! Woo! Wait, you ran up ahead of me there, Brian.
Oh, I had to use the bathroom super bad.
Oh. So, this is the hangout spot then, huh?
Yeah, these are my friends.
Oh, so that must make you Prudence then.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yes, it does.
She is Prudence, and I'm
No, he's Mac. He's just Mac. So don't. And that's Charlie, and that's Frank. And he's left-handed.
Oh. I suppose I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, no. Well, there was really no reason for it to come out. Guys, this is Mandy.
Hi.
And this is little Brian Jr. Yeah, he's my son.
Texture's not working.
Well, I'm gonna go left-handed or right-handed, man. I gotta know what's going on here, dude. All right, look, you guys remember when we did that Boggs thing? We flew out to California. Well, if you recall, I actually got off in North Dakota. Right, being out of town, I thought, well, naturally, I'm gonna have a little bit of fun, you know? So I picked up Mandy there at an Applebee's. I was pretending to be an airline pilot who flies out of Philly named Brian Lefebvre. I went to an old character. I needed a complete backstory for manipulation.
Yeah, but wasn't Prudence Brian's wife?
Yes, but in this scenario, she's my sister. See, I'm always tweaking things based on the situation. And needless to say, it worked like a charm. But 5 months later, she calls me up and tells me she's pregnant.
What?
Christ, what am I gonna do here? And Nita, I remind you, once she finds out that I'm not who I said I was, and that I don't have any money, she could come after the bar.
All right, guys, everybody just calm down, all right? Maybe it's not about money for her. Look, as we all know, everything is about emotion with women. Right, Dee?
What?
Oh my God! Whoa!
All right, Dee.
We're trying to have a rational conversation, okay?
Trying to help my friend here.
Look, I think the point is, maybe we gotta close the emotion door for Mandy by telling her that you're gay.
Yeah, right, but I already had sex with her. How am I gonna convince her I'm gay?
Just go with me. Brian's not above having a one-night stand with a woman, but he's got no room for her emotionally because he's in love with me.
With you?
Well, yes, the lover is me, of course.
Next plan.
That plan stinks because it's always about money with women. That's all there is to it. So the best thing to do is to find a guy who's got more money than you. Like in that movie, Indecent Proposal. You get a millionaire to bang her for $1 million. She takes the money and runs.
Would you sleep with her for $1 million?
No way, too much money.
All right, next plan, Dee.
Yeah, no, I've got a great plan, but I'm thinking that this isn't my problem, and also you guys wouldn't listen to me, no matter what I said.
Good point, Charlie, plan.
Well, I got it. If I just get the waitress pregnant, she's gonna be tied to me for life. So I gotta do that.
He's already on to another thing. All right, Christ, I gotta do something here. Fine. Mac, we'll go with your plan.
Yes.
Is the apartment ready?
Yes. You are not gonna believe what I did to it.
Surprise! Oh, it looks
Exactly the same. I was able to track down versions of our old furniture and even found replicas of all the knickknacks that burned in the fire.
Bizarre.
Bizarre in a good way.
No.
You don't like it?
No.
Hey, so I don't mean to interrupt here, fellas, but I'm a little bit confused. You never told me you had a roommate.
It's time.
Here's where things get a little bit tricky. There's really no easy way to say this, but Mac and I aren't just friends. He's actually my partner.
Yes, well, we do make love.
We don't actually make love.
He's the power bottom. Now, he generates a tremendous amount of power from the bottom.
I don't.
Sell yourself short.
No, it's not that I... It's just that we don't have sex. Yeah, I sleep with women, but I'm emotionally involved with Mac, which is why, and this is the hard part, I don't have room emotionally in my life for you.
Okay, wow. Well, I'm a little bit shocked here. But I guess the most important thing is for Brian Jr. to have a relationship with his father. And you know, Mac, you seem like a real stand-up fella. So if you boys are open to it, the only thing I can think of better than Junior having one dad is, well, him having two.
Yeah, no, we're the type of guys that
would love this.
Oh!
Yeah, come in. Hey, come on in.
All right, Charlie, you got 15 minutes, and it's $1 a minute, starting now. Oh. No, we're not doing this.
Hear me out. It's not about sex.
Okay, good.
It's about having a baby.
And I'm gone.
Oh, no, hang on. Just one second. Come on. Look, I know you've always wanted a baby. Right? I see you. You poke around the preschools and the playgrounds, and you got that longing look in your eye.
God, that's so creepy.
Well, look, I can tell you this. It's not gonna happen for you.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you ain't gonna have a baby. Check this out. Your life has been on a slow but steady decline. For years, you were a coffee shop waitress, right? On again, off again troubles with alcohol. Living in a women's shelter, and finally, all women's Achilles heel, time.
Why did that turn blue, dude?
Okay. Are you done? Because I feel like there's more.
No, yeah, I'm getting to the good part. Look, Frank will provide for us, right? He's got tons of money. You're never gonna have to work another day in your life. See? All the way to sitting on the beach in Rio de Janeiro. Okay, so the point is this. Life with Charlie and a baby looking pretty good.
Did you really think that this was gonna work? Did you really think that you would just have me in here and you could just hurl insults at me? And
I've tried everything for years with you, and at this point, I just don't know what else to say.
oh my God! Stop saying things to me. Don't you understand that this is never gonna happen? So let it go.
Look, why? You won't ever tell me why. You just say no, and you won't give me a shot. I don't understand what's so terrible about it.
What's so great about me, Charlie? What's wrong with you? Why are you so obsessed with me? I mean, you said it yourself. I'm a mess. So why don't you just go find somebody better?
because there is no one better. And I love you.
Yes, those jerks are finally gone. Time to stretch out around here.
Hey, what's the hat, Steve?
What are you doing, Frank?
Oh, Charlie's doing a thing at the apartment tonight, so I'm gonna crash here.
No, get a hotel!
You know what? Do you mind if I take the bed? Because I got a little pinched nerve in my neck. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, I might.
I'm gonna go take a steam bath. So why don't you whip me up a bowl of that popcorn? That smells so good.
No, I'm not gonna do that. No, Frank, stop!
Don't get all emotional. Just do it.
I don't want this!
Okay. You're asleep. Why did you say you wanted to raise the kid? I just got caught up in the moment. It was so exciting. Maybe we should do it. We are not a couple, Mac. Well, no, we would just keep pretending. I am not going to pretend to be in a relationship with you for the entirety of my child's life. Are you insane? Look, okay, you know what? I can't handle this right now. I'm going to go sleep in your room. You can sleep on the couch.
Oh, no, wait, Dennis. Hold on one second.
What is this?
This is the gym.
Where were you going to sleep?
Well, I figured since we got so used to sleeping in the same bed at D's that we could just sort of continue that here. You want to sleep on the couch together.
I'm going to sleep next to the dildo bike.
The ass pounder 4,000 is an exercise.
Hell yeah.
That was not as bad as I expected.
It's amazing.
Kind of was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, no.
What is this? What are you doing there?
This?
Yeah.
Oh, this just improves the chances of conception.
Of what?
Of getting pregnant.
Oh, right. The baby. Right.
Hey, you know, speaking of which, I think we're gonna need to make some changes around here.
Oh, like what?
Well, I think you need to repaint for starters.
Well, why would I do that?
Charlie, this paint could be full of lead.
Are you serious?
I can't carry a baby around lead paint. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you expect me to live in the women's shelter while I'm carrying your child?
Oh, no. I hadn't thought about it. Well, you can stay here. I mean,
Okay.
that's fine.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much. When his baby comes out, though, Frank's gonna need to find us a nicer place to live.
Oh, but I love this place.
Okay, well, I don't, and it's no place to raise a child, so end of conversation.
Whoa, hey, hang on. You're kind of coming on strong right now.
Are you serious right now? I'm carrying your child. No.
Carrying my-
I am not finished talking. Whose idea was this in the first place?
Look, I'm just saying, if you want to be a mom, you're going to have to learn how to control your emotions.
I need to control my emotions, or I'm not going to be a good mother? Oh my God.
Wow.
Hey, I'm in trouble here.
What are you doing here?
The waitress is totally like moving into my apartment. I can't take it. I'm gonna need to hide out here for a few days.
No, hard no. Get out.
It's like I didn't think about the whole like having a baby thing. You know, it's like one thing to trap a person with a baby, but then when you actually have a baby, then you become trapped.
What baby thing? What are you talking about?
And plus, it's totally turning her into like a different person. She's like acting like a real bitch now.
She's always been a bitch.
No, who's being a bitch? D, come on, I need help here. All right, look, I gotta sleep. Okay, I can't think straight. Oh Christ, is he snoring?
Yeah.
Snoring's the worst. I'm gonna need to crash next to you. All right?
What?
You know what? Don't be a whore tonight and try to make me again, okay? Because I got nothing left. I'm really exhausted. Too much sex and too much stuff to settle me over, okay?
D, egg. Where's it? No eggs. Where are your eggs? D, where are your eggs?
D, eggs! D, we're looking for your eggs. I can't find it. Come on, leave me alone. Just let me sleep. I barely slept last night.
D, D'Angelo, look, don't be so emotional.
You're being very emotional.
Come on, get up.
I'm getting like calls up the wazoo from the waitress. She's asking for like groceries and shit. Who does that? Who just barges into someone's apartment and takes
Nobody.
over?
Are you serious? That's exactly what you guys are doing.
D, eggs, okay? I'm freaking out.
What is happening here? I've just got rid of 2 annoying roommates. This is not supposed to be happening.
God, she's calling me again. She's like, she's totally stalking me. D, what do I do here?
You have been stalking
Pretty
her
badass, I'm not
for 10
gonna
years. Now she's
lie.
finally showing you some attention and you don't like it?
Oh, dude, you know what?
I didn't ask for an opinion.
Yes, you did!
Oh, good. D. I need you to watch Brian Jr. for a few hours. Yeah. Frank, what the hell are you doing here, man? You're supposed to be finding my millionaire.
I'm on it. I'm here trying to get her to make us breakfast.
D, why have you not made this man his egg? Do you want to take care of this child for the rest of your life? Is that what you want? Or do you want me to get out of this situation?
I'm gonna smash it!
Oh, D, don't get emotional. Christ, if you're upset, smash an egg into a pan for Frank. Solve problems, don't cause them.
Oh, gee whiz, look how fancy this place is. We don't have anything like this back in North Dakota.
Oh, yeah? Fascinating. So, Mandy, we have brought you here to meet a gentleman. I just feel really badly not being able to provide emotionally for you, so I thought we could set you up with somebody who can provide for you both emotionally and financially. So, we are here to meet a millionaire.
Oh, geez, I don't know.
Yeah, oh, I know. It's a little... Hey,
Let's do this.
Oh.
Frank, where's the millionaire?
I am the millionaire. I'm the guy.
What?
Mandy, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make you a decent proposal. Not an indecent proposal like in the movie, because I think to pay $1 million to get laid, that's out of the question. I'm gonna offer you $5,000.
What are you doing,
Look at this
Look,
awesome.
I'm gonna give you $5,000. We bang. You take the money. You go up. You get on a plane. You fly to wherever the hell it is in the sticks. And you know, $5,000 goes a long way up there. If you need more money, call me up. Come back. Bang again. Price goes down because I already had you. But if you want to bring a girlfriend, price goes back up.
Well, I don't know what to say here.
I do. $5 is a lot of money. Is that offer just out on the table?
I'm not gonna bang you.
I don't want to bang you either, Frank, but I'll power through for $5 grand. Well, no, you wouldn't want to because you're emotionally involved with me. Shit. Sorry, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
Brian.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Brian is his name. Dennis is his sex slave name. He's my gimmick. What? No, I don't have a sex slave name. I'm not.
Hold on. What's going on here, Brian?
Look, I'm gonna go to the can and make my morning move. You want the cash? Come on in and earn it the hard way. Okay? If the broad comes, order me an egg.
Well, that was a disaster. Frank almost ruined everything. Okay, do you want me to go down to the car and talk to her? And spin more perverted tales about me? Why am I a gimmick?
Just get your kid and get out of here, Dennis.
Yeah, I'll get the kid, but I gotta come back because I need to crash here tonight. I'm not sleeping next to Max Dildo Bike again.
What?
No, me too. You're bad. It's working wonders for my pinched nerve.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna crash here for a little bit too. I feel like I gotta ghost the waitress for a while on this.
I'm going to stay as well because I need to sleep next to Dennis.
All right, then we're gonna need a lot of eggs. Do you have a carton of eggs?
Let's do deviled eggs.
No, goddammit, I didn't want to be wrapped up in this. I didn't want to be wrapped up in the kid thing. That's your mistake. Listen to me. I can figure this out. I've got a new plan. You're all gonna goddamn listen up, okay? It's time for Brian Lefebvre to die.
What is going on here? I thought we were gonna go see the Liberty Bell.
No time for that. There's no time.
What is going on here, Brian?
All right, listen to me because we only have a few minutes before they realize they can't hear or see us back here.
Who?
My name isn't Brian Lefebvre. My real name is Dane Brass. And I hold top secret government information. Okay, they're after me. That's why everything's been so weird. That's why I haven't been able to speak openly with you. You and Brian Jr., you have to get away from me because it's not safe.
What do you mean it's not safe? I don't... Oh my God, you're bleeding!
I've been shot.
Well, I didn't hear any gunshots.
Yeah, no, there it is. That was the sound of it. Normally you'd hear it before you'd see the blood, but not in this case. Run! Oh, it's killing me. Run, Mandy. No. You have to run and not ever look back or contact me ever again. And you'll never get any money or assets from me because if you do, it'll be unsafe for you. Run!
Collision and purposes. Oh shit.
Of course, Dane. Yeah, it's so many identities. It's hard to remember. We gotta get...
I'm not as loud as I never had sex. Not a gimp. Oh, run, Mindy. Oh, goodbye. Goodbye, Mindy. Goodbye. Brian Jr. Oh, well, there it is.
Well? Okay. Are you all finished? Come on, you can open your eyes now. I know you're not dead. Ah, jeez. You big city folks sure like to complicate things, don't ya? Look, all I wanted was for Brian Jr. to have a father, but we don't want to be with a man who doesn't want to be with us. So I guess we'll just be getting back to North Dakota now. Okay, now you want to come on up here and say goodbye to Brian Jr.?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. Goodbye, and you be good to your mom, and
Oh my God, come on.
Okay, y'all done?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
Bye.
Oh, well, all right. It was sure nice getting to know you all. Whoever the heck you are.
Shitload.
I can't do this.
What are you talking about, bud? Plan works.
No, this is crazy. What are we doing? I can't do any of this shit. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go be a dad.
Hold on a second. You can't just leave.
You can't just go become dad, Dennis. That's not the way it works. You don't know the first thing about it.
Well, you know what, Frank? I'll figure it out. Okay? Because I don't want my kid to grow up like I did with some asshole dad who's never even around.
You're talking about me and Bruce.
You! Okay, you know what? This is nuts. I just gotta go. It's done. It's done, guys. Goodbye, Patty's Pub. Goodbye, Philadelphia. Goodbye, Charlie. Mac, D, Frank. The bar's done.
Well, hang on a second. Actually, it's not done. We're still here.
Shh, just let me. Don't start talking. I can tell you're gonna start talking.
This is too big.
This is why I'm leaving. You guys can't just let me go. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Can't believe he's actually gone.
That's crazy.
Well, now what? What an awesome night it's been, huh? Yeah. You know, when I first started
started working at Patty's, this place was way more likely to host a dog fight than an event like tonight. In fact, when I first walked in, there were 2 dogs fighting.
Sure.
There were like strays or something that had wandered in. No one noticed. Anyway, the point is, this place has changed, you know? It's really evolved. And it's been so welcoming of this brown skin girl and her liberal ideals. They're like family now. Which is saying a lot, since the first time I met Frank, he pulled a gun on me.
Misunderstand. Not racial.
Thanks, Frank. Anyway, the point is, Patty's is now a place where progressive-minded people like us can feel at home. And I think that is worth a round of applause. Oh. You think those liberal morons bought it?
Oh, yeah.
They bought every word you said. Oh, we've never been this successful.
The wine is selling like crazy. And look, it's called conservative wine, but it's spelled with an H because it's like, we're whining. It's a pun. It's a play on the word wine.
Yeah, Mac, I get it. I came up with it.
Yeah, so smart.
Yeah, I get it. We're squeezing those liberal boners for all they got. We're just gonna keep on squeezing them.
No, we're not. Do try to keep up. I'm sorry. Look, these liberals are easy. It's the conservative crowd we're going after.
How? Nice. What you thinking?
Oh, a little thing like, we're gonna make Patty's great again.
Hello, guys. Welcome. Thank you for letting me host the planning evening.
What'd you make?
Yes, I made Mac's famous mac and cheese and some energy drinks for everybody.
It's all he ever makes, and it's unedible.
Okay, whatever. Let's get to the plan.
Sorry, for interrupting. I just wanted to do the unveiling first, if that's cool.
The unveiling of what?
Okay, everybody, are you ready? Bam!
All right, what's up?
What's going on?
Oh, well, I got into really good shape. Am I hitting the light right?
What's happening?
Why?
I don't know, I thought maybe we could use it.
Use it for what?
For the bar.
How?
Well, Cindy, do you think maybe we could fit this into the plan?
I don't think so. I don't really know what's going on here, though.
Yeah, no one ever really knows what's going on with Mac. It's he's fat, he's skinny, he's muscular. It's really a cry for help and attention, I think. So what you do in that situation is you ignore those.
Treat it like a baby.
Yeah, so just
We're not gonna put it into the
That makes
plan?
sense.
Yeah.
Why did I do it?
Nobody knows.
We don't know.
Okay, so
Great plan.
I think that's best.
congrats, Mac. It looks really good.
Can we figure out a way to
Let's just
to
move
incorporate
this now because it's dinner time.
You guys like me, right?
Okay. I have a plan how we are going to shut down Murphy's Pub.
What's that? What's Murphy's Pub? What is that?
Murphy's Pub. It's around the corner from you guys.
Oh, the bar. Why would we shut that down?
Because they do like 5 times the business that we do. Yeah, so we're gonna poach their customers, shut them down, thereby making Patty's great again.
Whoa!
That is
so smart. Why we not done?
I don't know. We're gonna steal their customers.
This is the waitress. You guys mind if I get this?
Yes.
We're right there. Hey, honey. Sorry, I'm in a meeting. Are you just checking in? I don't know if is the TV just not working. All right, can I call you later or something? Because we're super big. We're in the thing. Yeah, I'll check in later. Sorry, she was just checking in. Yeah. All right, so what's up? So how are we gonna do this?
I'm gonna take you through the plan. There's a lot of moving pieces in each plan.
It's here! Cindy, I'm so sorry for interrupting, but it has finally arrived, and I think you are going to be very impressed with what is inside this crate.
Another rocket launcher.
No, Frank. Much cooler than that.
Oh my God!
What am I looking at here, man?
What? What do you mean?
Oh.
Is that a sex doll?
Yeah.
Is that Dennis?
Well, yeah, of course.
Is that part of the plan?
No. Why did you get a sex doll of your old roommate?
Because you told me to get one.
I definitely did not.
Yeah. I was super sad about my old roommate leaving, and you said I needed something dentist-shaped to fill my hole.
No, Mac, I said that you obviously had a dentist-shaped hole in your life that you needed to fill.
How is that not the same thing?
Okay, I obviously wanted you to, I don't know, maybe start dating or do something. Not get a sex doll of your best friend.
No, not best friend.
Yeah, sorry, not best friend.
He didn't like him much. He left him a contact number for where he was going to be in North Dakota, but it ended up being a mental health line.
He miswrote one of the digits, and that's...
He knew what he was doing. No, it was not a mistake.
All right, well, look, guys, either way, it's not weird. It's not like I'm gonna have sex with it. I mean...
He's going to have sex without the sex to walk out of the store. Yeah.
No, it might just be cool to have around for, like, companionship, you know?
He wants to bang it.
I'm not...
This is the way you see it. Should I get it?
Okay, you know what, this is not gonna work here. All right, let's just go. Please get rid of the doll.
Yeah, I'll get rid of the doll. It was a misunderstanding, you know? Like, I'm not gonna have sex with it.
He's secondly, he's gonna bang it.
Okay, guys, I'm going to use social media to spread fake news that Murphy's hired an alt-right figurehead to speak at their pub. The liberals are going to protest, while the conservatives are going to march for the speaker's First Amendment rights. And that is where Frank comes in.
A tuba? What am I gonna do with a tuba?
You're going to play it to inflame the crowd. D, we're going to need to distract Murphy's security guard with Pretty Blonde.
Okay. You want me to go find one?
No, I'm talking about you.
You want me to flirt? Oh, wow. Normally I'm on lookout while Dennis flirts, but... Okay, I'm in.
Great. Next part of the plan. Now listen up. This is
I'm so sorry, Cindy. I'm so sorry I'm late. Got held up, but I am ready.
What is this? Why did you bring that thing? I told you to get rid of it.
Oh, I tried, but apparently I cannot return the doll due to the custom nature of the usage of the doll.
Bang in its mouth.
I guess some people do. I don't know. But I don't know. Either way, what do you guys think?
About what?
I'm shirtless in the duster.
Oh yeah. Why?
Well, I thought that could work.
Toward what?
I don't know. This is Cindy's plan. Cindy, how does this work?
It doesn't. Stop trying to shoehorn your shirtlessness into plans that have no need for it.
Well, I feel like this is what Dennis would have done.
Yeah, but Dennis had a reason for it, man. And you're not Dennis. You're never gonna be, all right? So just drop it.
By the way, he's desperate and sad.
It's just sad, dude.
It was his idea anyway, so...
I'm sorry, the sex doll gave you an idea?
Well, not exactly, but, you know, it was like when I was sitting there with him, I was sort of picturing what Dennis would say.
Oh.
And that's...
Nice one, man.
What?
It's something the doll just said.
The doll talks to you now?
No, the doll's not talking to me, but like you said, I'm picturing what Dennis might have said in the situation, and Dennis just said something really funny.
What was it?
Well, it's about you. I just heard it. Do you picture it?
No, yeah. I heard it.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
It called me a bird.
So you did hear it.
How is that funny?
It's really not.
It's just the way Dennis would have said it.
I'll never understand it.
Picturing it coming out of his mouth.
Okay, cool. But guys, can we just get back to the plan?
Max shirtless plan?
Max shirtless plan.
No, you do not have a plan. Our plan. My plan. To shut down Murphy's. D, you're gonna flirt with the security guard. Frank, tuba. Mac, Charlie, I need to change labels on wine bottles. Okay? Any questions? Yes.
I like that.
The blowjob mouth, did it come standard on the doll, or did you customize it?
It's not a blowjob mouth, D. Don't be gross. I requested that the doll feel as though it's in mid-conversation.
Oh.
But I'm
Okay,
kinda like
any other questions? Yep.
wanna use
Not about the
that
sex doll.
derby shit. Non-nanite marking job.
Liberal tears. It's so funny because the liberals are always whining about stuff, and the conservatives drink it up. They're drinking their tea.
Yeah. No, Cindy's brilliant, man. Like, and using all the glitter and stuff is a great idea, too. You know?
I had a good idea about the glitter. I was thinking maybe you would slather it all over my naked torso, and we would use that.
Why?
Oh, well, that can just be a part of the plan, you know?
It doesn't have anything to do with it. You know?
Well, then why did I do all this working out, Charlie?
Nobody knows, man.
All right, guys.
Whoa!
Wow, D, you look great.
Yeah, I hate to admit it, but this looks kind of working for you.
Yeah, you might actually be able to distract that security guard.
Hey.
Whoa!
Hey, you got it, man!
Holy shit! Look, D looks good. Frank's killing it on the tuba. We might actually be able to pull this thing off.
I think we're gonna do it. I think.
What happened?
I can't do it.
Why? Why not?
He's staring right at me.
So what?
Look, I know it's just a lifeless thing that Mac pumps his loads into, but it's in my head.
Again, guys, I am not having sex with that.
You unload.
You're having sex with
It's
the
fine.
doll.
You unload into that doll.
Smell it.
Oh yeah.
No, that's bleach. I cleaned him.
Well, then why did you?
Why did you clean it?
It doesn't matter why I cleaned it. I'm a sanitary person.
Look, I gotta be honest. It's in my head too.
How?
It doesn't like what I'm wearing and it thinks I need more makeup.
Oh my God, I can totally see that.
Yeah, I can picture Dennis saying that to
Yeah.
you right
It
now.
also thinks Mac looks fat.
That's a lie.
I know, but
Let me
it's
see.
Dennis, does Mac look fat?
What? No.
Oh yeah.
Dennis, I am not fat. Look, I'm ripped.
I don't know why he did it either, man. He just did it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a long story.
It's not pressed.
What? You don't like the labels? It doesn't like the labels on the. These are dumb liberal tears, right? Does it say tear? Does it say tear? It's confusing.
Maybe I'll do a couple of crunches though.
I think I put some more lipstick on.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm getting a call again. It's her again. Hey, honey. Yeah, I'm working. Still working with the guy. Yeah, they're all. You want to say hi or something?
Tell her not to worry because I'm doing crunches.
Oh yeah, no, he's doing crunches for Dennis. No, he's not back. What do you care if Dennis is back? Look. Can we just catch up later when I get home? Hang on. I just got an idea. So it's called liberal tears. I don't know if it's confusing. It's not really the point. What I want to know is, what do you think of this?
I think it's super weird.
Like in a good way or like?
Like in the creepiest possible way, Charlie. I mean, it's like Dennis is sitting in our apartment, just staring at us.
I know, but like, look, you need someone to talk to, right? And I can't be that guy right now. I'm so busy being a success and stuff. It's just like so much work.
I'm sorry, you want me to talk to the doll?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And it's weird because it's kind of like he talks back to you. It's crazy. He's already shamed Mac, which is pretty funny. All right, I gotta run.
Wait, you're leaving? Can I come?
Well, no, sweetie. I gotta go work at the bar, and that's gonna be a trigger for you with all the drinking.
I feel like you're always going to the bar and I'm always running out.
Feelings? No, the doll. That's what the doll's for. You talk to the doll, and not me.
Charlie.
Sorry. I feel foolish.
You had this, Frank. I heard you earlier.
I know, but I'm all in my head about it.
Okay, now that makes 1, 2, 3.
3 bottles of wine.
3? You guys have only done 3 bottles?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sadie. We just got a little distracted.
Wait, and what happened to the labels? Those just say wine.
Oh, we thought liberal tears was maybe gonna be confusing, you know?
Yeah, like what if people read it like tears? You know, like what are these liberals tearing and why are they tearing?
Yeah.
And what is this?
Oh, it's just a new lighting setup. It washes me out. It's a better one.
Guys, what is happening here? Everything is going so smoothly.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's fine. I'm saying we're doing good. You know, we're good. We're good. Yeah. Not about us.
Wait a second. This doesn't have anything to do with the doll, does it?
Why would the doll? Oh, doll did anything. You don't care about the doll stuff.
Okay, well, where is the doll?
It's at my apartment.
Why isn't it in the trash?
It's just doing me a quick favor.
Get rid of it. I don't care. Trash, burn, river, just get rid of it.
Yeah. Get rid of it. Bad idea. It's going in the trash. Yeah, get rid of it. I told him. That doll. You know, it's fun to have around. It's kind of cool. Sweetie, it looks like Sydney wants me to get rid of the. What the hell is this?
Oh, I fucked it.
Well, yeah, I can see that. Why?
Because that's what it was designed for?
You were supposed to talk to it, not have sex with it.
Okay, well, I did talk to it, and it told me to drink this bottle of wine, and then it talked me into having sex with it.
I can't, you know, this is cheating, by the way. You're cheating on me.
With a doll.
With Dennis!
Okay, you should. His voice is funny.
Oh, go to hell. You go right to hell, stupid thing.
All right, I know, no, shh. Everybody, this is...
Yeah, shut up, man.
This is awkward. I got it. Charlie, I'm breaking up with you.
You're breaking up with me.
I think you should leave.
I'm gonna break up with you!
I already said it. We think you should get out.
I can't believe this. I'm out of here.
Wait. Okay. Do you have any more bottles of wine?
I'm sorry, Charlie. This sucks. I mean, I think maybe some fresh titty will cheer you up, but...
Charlie, the waitress is an asshole. You're just way better off without her.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm just pissed that Dennis did that to me.
Of course.
Dennis is a bastard, right?
Always has been. Always has been.
Look around. You're in the strip club, man. We always go to the strip club to make ourselves feel better. This is fun.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I feel like I'm forcing it.
It feels forced.
Yeah. What is that?
Why are we here?
Yeah, I mean, look, guys, I think the problem is that we're trying to do things that we used to do, but things are different now.
Look, Dennis is gone. He is not coming back. We have to accept that.
Yeah, why are we letting Dennis keep messing up our lives? He's not even here, man. Like, it's time to move on from that guy. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I like Cindy better.
Oh, she's smart, she's funny, she's an asshole, but in all the right ways.
She's just the right amount of asshole,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
She's kind of like Dennis, but only way better.
I absolutely prefer her to Dennis.
Right?
Look, maybe we just gotta put Dennis behind us finally, once and for all, and move forward with Cindy and be a new gang.
To the new gang.
To the Cindy gang.
All right, what do we do with him?
Not sure yet, but what do you say we do like 3 rounds of shots and figure it out after that?
So sorry we're late. Guys, what the hell? The Murphy's protest is about to start. Where is everyone?
Cindy, we just wanted to let you know that you were right about everything, and we think you are amazing.
Yes. Now, we were at the strip club last night, and we came up with a way to deal with our Dennis issues and do your plan and finally move forward. Guys, let's do it!
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. No, stop. Stop it. Stop. Charlie, stop. How is this moving things forward? What are you doing?
Oh, I was playing his asshole.
That part I got. Why?
Well, after a series of events that I'd rather not go into, I came to the realization that the only way to not be humiliated by Dennis while playing the tuba was to play him.
But then out front, he got a little nervous.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, he got a little gun-shy, so I volunteered.
Well, you see, we're still making Patty's great again, but now everybody's happy.
That's right. So, what do you think?
You want to know what I think? Here's what I think. I think that you all went to a strip club last night, and you got super hammered and horny, and the 3 of you decided to fuck the doll. Only to find out that when forces applied to the almost vacuum-tight polyurethane hole, it made a noise. You instantly put it in your mouth. You probably knew it would work because you clearly have had sex with a doll multiple times. You decided that this was the most brilliant idea that you've ever come up with, when really it was the result of the most insane, disgusting orgy that has ever taken place. And you, Dee, you just sat back and watched the whole thing happen because you are so numb to this kind of behavior that it doesn't even register to you as odd.
That's dead on. Wow.
Yeah, you nailed it.
You nailed it. I mean, like, point by point.
Guys, come on. You are better than this. I know you can be better than this, and I can help you. But you gotta make a choice, okay? You can either leave Dennis behind, or you can stay the same. Keep doing what you're doing, playing a doll's asshole with your mouth, and talking to something that's never gonna talk back to you.
Or will it?
Hey, take it easy, man. I'm not a doll. I threw that thing on the floor. By the way, what is that thing? I don't like it. Why do you have it?
It's for Mac.
Oh, Max shooting his loads into it?
Definitely his. He definitely is.
All right, well, anyway, I'm back. Real me. Let's not make a whole thing of it. You, I gather you were meant to replace me? Well, that's not necessary anymore, so, you can go now.
Excuse me? I think you can go. You dress like it's 1998. Your look is played out, and so are you. You're basic.
Oh, I see. Well, why don't we ask them?
Yeah, sure.
Well, he did just get here, so let's not go crazy. Right?
Charlie, you were just playing his asshole to humiliate him.
I do lots of crazy things, you know. I never really know what I'm coming to. Yeah,
And I like to live in the present.
You don't want this loser back, do you?
I mean...
What? come on, they're just gonna go back to treating you like shit the minute I leave. Come on, us ladies, we gotta stick together.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I kind of like being the only woman because it makes me feel special.
This is insane. You know what? Screw you guys. Enjoy your crappy lives and your insane, miserable, failed ideas. You guys are played out. You're basic.
Oh, yeah, you know what? You already said that.
A second ago. Did you run out of insults?
Recycling your material. That's not good. That's not good.
Bad attitude.
Yeah, hey, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little bit thirsty. Do you guys still serve beer here?
I knew you were gonna say something funny, man. So smart too. Clever, yeah.
We do.
Welcome back.
Yeah, well, for now. I'm back for now.
Guys, you know what? I think we just made Patty's great again.
Shut up, bird.
So reliable.
Yeah, you can just count on it.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, you gained a little weight.
You know that chick that used to dance a lot?
They wouldn't want to get that before that. What? I think I already tried to grab that.
You lock us in a room, and then we try to escape. That's it.
Yes, that's correct. People all over the world do this. We're one of 15 escape room companies in Philly alone.
Yes, I'm fully aware of this practice. It's a highly sexual experience for people. You'll get no judgments from us.
No. I'm sorry. This is not sexual.
It's not sexual. Then I don't know what this is you've not explained it.
Well, it's a mystery role-playing game. You solve puzzles in order to escape from a room. It's really about seeing how well you work as a team, and it's also a lot of fun.
This sounds very nerdy. Is this a nerd thing?
It's definitely a nerd.
I don't do nerdy.
No. It's not nerdy. It's not nerdy. It's actually really fun. That's why I set this whole thing up. You know, it's fun. I've done one before.
You've done one? With who?
My friends.
With your friend.
All right, I did it alone.
She did it alone.
It doesn't matter. It's fun.
All right, so wait. So what's the prize? If we get out of the room, what do we get?
Well, if you escape before your time is up, we will put your team photo on our website.
Just the picture?
Just the picture.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Come on. Why does there have to be a prize? Why does it have to be sexual? Why can't men just do something for the challenge of it? Because it's fun.
Men don't do things just to do them, okay? We're busy running the world, providing for our families, all right? We need stakes. If there's no stakes, what's the point?
That's a good idea, though. How about if whoever wins, you buy them a 20-ounce sirloin steak?
32 triangle.
Yeah, that makes sense. As a man, that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, absolutely. Then it becomes a game. See, I get out of the room. That means I win the game. The lady here, she takes me out for a steak, and then it becomes sexual.
No, that's not how it works. So,
You know what?
to win is
Don't explain it anymore. Challenge accepted.
This is gonna be so good.
Whoa, they really went all out. This might actually be kind of fun.
Hey, guys, I found something.
What are you screaming at, dude?
You didn't find it. It was right there on the table.
Greetings and salutations, detective.
Who's that broad?
It's Amanda from before. She's just doing a bad British accent. What happens to you, Amanda?
Give me this, because you can't. All right. Yeah, Amanda, if you do that accent, then Dee's going to want to do it, and we hate that. So why don't you just go? You go.
You have arrived at 221 P. Baker Street, home of world famous. Excuse
Excuse me, you're not supposed to start searching yet. I haven't started the timer.
I did it.
Oh, yes, you did. I have cameras all over the room. I can see and hear everything you do. Oh, my bad. Okay, I stopped. No, you didn't. Again, I can see you.
Yeah, Amanda, she's not gonna stop, so why don't you just speed things along?
Holmes is in trouble and he needs...
Yeah, faster, faster.
Yeah, well, okay, well, if you need a hint...
Yeah, you know what? We don't like this at all. Why don't you just go ahead and start the game?
Okay, fine. Your time started now.
We're locked in. Here we go.
Whoa. She locked the door.
Yeah, did you not listen to the whole setup that the game nerd did? That's what the game
That's no good. I can't have that. I can't be locked in. What's the code for the door?
That's the whole point, Frank. We're supposed to work together.
Shut up, DeAndre. I can't be locked in here.
Okay, calm down. You know, I was worried this might happen. Frank hasn't been locked up since the nitwit school, so he gets a little tight about it. I brought some of that gum you like, buddy. Want you on that? Want you on that? It's gonna sell you down. That's gonna calm his nerves.
All right, hey, guys, let's huddle up. Guys, listen, Frank. It's gonna be cool, man. We can totally do this. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. I think we should actually split up into teams, and then when we find something, we come back together and we use the collective brain power. I'm sorry, Frank, that gum chewing is insane.
What?
The chewing of the gum that's happening right in my ear. It's ludicrous. That is the most irritating sound on earth.
Oh, guys, I'm thinking that since I've done this before, I should probably quarterback this whole thing.
I spoke too soon. That's the most irritating sound on earth.
Just I can walk you guys through how to get clues, what you're looking for specifically.
Why don't you just go find it?
Thanks, Steve. Help us out. Go. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks. Keep going.
Is she gonna be doing that the whole time, man? Like just chiming in? Like,
Did you hear what she said about being the quarterback? Does she think she's the leader?
Everybody knows quarterbacks are men.
Honestly, like, I'm gonna say it out loud, but a female leader just... Right? Doesn't sit well with me. It feels like un-American, maybe?
Un-American, very un-American.
The thing is like we had a vote in America. We almost had one, and then America was like,
no women.
We couldn't have been more clear.
Yeah, we were very clear.
I got a plan.
No, come on, you guys. No, we're supposed to do this together. We're supposed to do it. God damn it.
Oh, I'm so much more relaxed without Irene.
That's the move. Both of them. I mean, the last thing we need is two women helping us.
Oh, I know.
Why do you have a lock on the outside of your door?
Don't ask. Look, the point is that there's a lock on the door, and there's no way he's getting out of there. All right, so now that we don't have those ladies squawking in our ears, let's get back to doing what men do best, and we strategize, okay? So we need to come up with a game plan, yeah? All right.
Yes.
I think a good idea. Wait, hold on. Don't interrupt me.
No,
Matt, shut up.
I'm gonna say my idea.
No, it's really good. It's gonna get us out of the room.
Slow down, okay? We're gonna have to designate a leader here.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah,
That's what men do.
That's what meant right. We figure out who's in charge.
That's how things work.
I nominate Dennis. Yes, because he's the smartest. Right, Dennis?
I am very smart, and it's not a bad idea to have me be the leader. Plus, also, now that you've said it, I feel like it can't be unsaid. I wouldn't have said it, but it is true.
Technically, Frank is the oldest, which makes him the smartest.
Yeah, but Dennis is like the smartest person I've ever met, and I've met like 100.
You know, that is a lot of people.
I've met like 105.
Now, why did you
have not?
Where? Whatever. Supermarket, mall.
All he knows a lot of people.
I know people.
I'll tell you. Why don't we break up into the two teams? I'll pick my leader, you pick yours, and we can find our own clues.
Well, you know what? That's actually a really great idea because it creates a more competitive atmosphere, which is more conducive to the problem-solving abilities of a man.
Man, he's right.
All right, fine. You and me?
Okay,
Split off?
you and me, let's
lose
go.
these bozos.
We need him?
All right, we're out here. Come on, follow me. I got a couple ideas.
Good luck, suckers.
Hey, let's find some clues, buddy.
Don't worry, Dennis. I already found one, and I think it's significant.
Whoa.
It's a heart-shaped rock.
Whoa, excellent find, buddy. Excellent. Okay, the game is afoot.
Yes.
All right, let's keep this between us.
Of course, yeah.
Nice.
I'm terrified. I don't feel like touching anything in Max.
Hey, don't touch the bike.
I'm not going near that.
All right.
We can't let them beat us.
Just Frank, look no further. Because when I was out there, I already found one.
Great. You didn't tell them.
I'm not gonna tell them.
Because the most important aspect of a man's success is to never trust another man.
For sure.
Okay, what is it?
Check it out. A heart-shaped key.
God damn. Sons of bitches. Amanda, what's the protocol when a team locks one of their team members in another room?
I have no idea. This has never happened before.
All right, well, what if are they doing out there?
Not much. They've basically just been arguing about which one is in charge this whole time.
All right, well, have they found the heart-shaped lock and key yet?
They have, but they refuse to admit it to one. Wait, how did you know about that clue?
Ooh, yeah. I've done this exact same escape room before. Yeah, that's why I picked it. I wanted to show them that I'm smart and I can solve stuff.
By cheating your way through a game you've already played?
Okay, don't judge me, nerd, all right? I don't need that. What I need is for you to get me out there so I can solve puzzles and be a star.
Okay, well, again, this is a team-building exercise. Perhaps if you could tell them about the lock and the key, they'd let you out of the room.
Oh, yeah, right, I'm sure, and give them the satisfaction of unlocking it. No thanks. Now, come on, sister. We're gonna stick together and solve this problem the way women do. Let's approach it like women, right? Through cooperation, we can find a way to emasculate the men whose attention we're seeking.
I don't feel comfortable with this.
Let's see how comfortable you feel in 5 minutes when they get frustrated and start smashing all your shit.
It's not in here. Yeah, no, here either. You know, let's stop. Okay, we've smashed a lot of things here, and I'm not seeing a single key, which means the key's got to be in your room with Charlie and Frank. Now, damn it, Max, stop chewing so loudly. I'm not chewing anything. Well, I can't think, okay? I hear you chewing, and I can't think. I don't have anything in my mouth. Oh, Jesus. That's Frank in the other room. You know what that is, right? That's power play. Frank's trying to assert his dominance over me. It's a classic alpha move. Oh my God, it is? Yeah, no, don't sit. Oh, sorry. You see, by constantly chewing so loudly, he's sending a very clear message that he is the head cow. And as we all know, the head cow's always grazing. Aren't all cows female? Well, that was a metaphor, okay? You know, Max, sometimes I'm just riffing. Would you allow me to riff? As the leader, can I riff? Can I riff? Yes. All right, so the point is, go get me some of that gum. That was the point you were making? You want gum? Well, yes, I need the gum. It sends a very important subconscious cue that sets the tone for pack animals. I need to assert myself to this monkey so that he'll submit to my will and we can win the game and get the hell out of this place. I'm so sorry, Dennis. I'm very confused. Don't sit down! Yes. Just a clarifying question. Are we monkeys or cows? We're whatever the hell I say we are, okay? I'm just riffing. Now, will you go get my gum?
Anything?
No! Nothing!
Well, keep smashing, because whatever lock goes on the end of this key has got to be in here somewhere.
I've smashed everything! I can't find it! Hey guys, how's it going? Super great. Super awesome, dude. Super great. We're finding all sorts of cool stuff. You know, probably gonna be out of this room in no time. My leader's killing it over here. Touch the bike. No, I didn't touch the bike. Touch the thing in here that was yours, man. Didn't touch the one of your gross things. Nah, you guys cool? Yeah, we're cool. What's up?
Good. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
What do you want? What's up? Dennis wants some gum.
Look, don't do that. What? That's a power play, Charlie.
It is?
Yeah.
How's the power play?
It's a power play. Everybody knows the head cow is always grazing.
That's true. So that's like a real thing?
Yeah.
That's time cow. We're gonna not eat.
I'm sorry, we can't help you.
All right. I have info. All right, well, what's your info? First, give me some gum for Dennis. Hardball, huh? Okay, I tell you what. I'm gonna give you one shred. Not cool, dude! I just didn't want to feel weak in front of Frank. I want to be a big deal cow, too. Well, no, I want to be a big deal cow, and I want gum.
But don't eat all my gum, Charlie.
All right, well, what's your info? What'd you find out? I found a clue. What is it? Give me some more gum for Dennis. No, I don't trust you. Why not? Because you're just gonna put it in your mouth and eat it again. I won't, I promise. His neck is high. Thanks for trusting him. Good posture, bro. Okay. All right. I trust you. Not cool, man! Never trust another man in negotiation! That's technical! Art of the deal! Art of the deal, bro! Oh, you trying to tell me now, all right? Art of the deal. Art of the deal. Art of the deal. Hey, look, we're getting somewhere, right? We're in negotiations. That's good. That's good. Not being mad. All right, well, tell us what the clue is. Why would I tell you? You already gave me what I want. Because we both know what Dennis will do to you. If you come back empty-handed, he will scratch you silly, man. Killer negotiation, man. Holy shit. Pretty sweet, right? Art of the deal. Art of the deal. So what's up? What's up? I got this.
I think it's time for a summit. thank you for coming to my summit.
Well, it's not your summit, it's everyone's summit. That's what a summit is.
The point is, we're here to discuss the terms of your surrender.
Surrender? Why would we surrender to you?
You know you have the heart-shaped lock.
God damn it, Mac, you told them?
And we have all the leverage because we have something you need, and we're not going to tell you what.
The key?
Yeah.
Okay, so there goes your leverage.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't think so. For you cannot open a lock without a
Even
key.
got some grass.
And you can't do anything with just a key.
Hell yeah.
It appears we're at a standstill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, is anybody else wondering why we haven't heard Dee make a peep this entire time?
God damn it, you guys! Why is no one answering me?
I don't even think they can hear you. Is there a chance your brother would have soundproofed his room for some reason?
Oh no. Oh God, yeah, there is. Oh, Dennis, you psychopath. How long have we been locked in here?
Welcome, Sexual Conquest. As previously discussed, you've pressed the button on the alarm clock, signifying your permission to begin the game. A digital copy of your thumbprint has been sent as your e-signature, confirming your full consent for whatever may happen to you.
Oh God.
We've also discussed the safe word. Feel free to use it at any time. But as we both know from your Craigslist profile, you probably won't. Good luck.
No! Oh my God! No!
Remember, if you're having too much fun, it ruins it for me. You didn't say the safe word.
God damn it, Dennis!
This is insanely disturbing.
All right, you do it for a living. Get off your high horse. Dennis! Oh no!
Okay, maybe I can help you unlock the door after all. What do you see in the room? What's the first clue?
No, you don't get it. There's no going out that door, all right? And I know my brother better than anybody else. The fact that his prisoner cannot escape is really what's getting him off.
Oh shit, it actually
Not that
moved,
safe where
dude.
there's only one way out of this room.
Oh yeah.
And that's doing something drastic.
That's sick.
Well, yeah, no, whatever. And no decision about what I will carry forth what we've said about. Gentlemen, if I may, as your newly elected speaker, I'd like to start by saying I henceforth relinquish any possibility of becoming team leader from myself, so long as I am able to retain this excellent title as Speaker of the Tribe. Do we all agree to these terms? Then, as the time in the game is drawing close to an end, as is the flavor of our gun, I shall commence with the terms we've all discussed post-haste. As we all know, we men possess both the lock and the key. The turning of said lock and key shall give us the code to open that door and render us victorious. The turner of said key should and shall be our team leader, so the election of this leader is our top priority at this time. Followed only by the power dynamic that falls underneath this leader. And then lastly, there is the matter of meat and who among us gets to graze upon it. Too far? Dial it back. Frank, as the purchaser of the meat upon our imminent victory, you have offered to award each one of us with our own 20-ounce sirloin steak, provided you bite yours first. Is this correct? Correct. Now, Dennis, as the possessor of the lock, albeit through unscrupulous methods, let us not have another scratch. You shall bite your steak second, followed by Mac, the original finder of the lock, and lastly me. For I picked the shortest of the straws. It was unfortunate, but you were all kind enough to grant me this speaker position as to stop the incessant arguing that took place upon the picking of the straws. We all agreed to these terms. Then, gentlemen, on the count of three, we shall dispense of our chewables and commence with the turning of the key. 1, 2, 3. Gentlemen, I will remind you that time is of the essence. Very good.
Frank, the lock, and the key. But before he opens it,
I'd like to take a brief moment to recognize our excellent work as men. Navigating these difficult waters with ethics, with grace, with minimal violence. But above all, without compromise to our masculine identity. By any admission of guilt, failure.
Okay, it's supposed to come.
To us as men. To us as men. Right, lead us to our victory.
Man. There's something inside.
What is it?
I have no.
What does the note say?
So the game begins.
What?
I think this is only the first clue. Oh shit, there's a whole shitload of instructions on what to do next.
No.
Next? Yeah.
How many things do we have to do next?
20, 30.
No, there. 20, 30. How much time do we have left?
No.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'm not time to do it. Frank, you're in charge. What do we do?
Let me in!
Holy shit, these out of the way. What you got out of your room?
Clever girl.
Come on, you son of a bitch! Let me in! I can help you! I can
AD, be careful. That ledge is really small.
Stop! Stop the game! She's gonna fall! Let her in! You guys, you have to... No!
I am so sorry that this happened to you. We've never had an injury before.
Well, I'll sue the shit out of them, Amanda. I'm gonna do it. I hate them. Okay, if they just want to listen to me, I knew how to help them get out.
Hey guys.
Yeah, D, you outsmarted them. You won the game.
You took a fall for the boy.
And you know what? That's what a quarterback does. Sacrifices his or her body for the team. You really were the quarterback.
I was the quarterback, right?
Yeah, you sure were. Yeah, no, you figured out the only loophole in my carefully curated and well-researched bondage facility. You're the only person who's ever done that.
Really?
Yeah, the only one. The only one.
Yeah, game nerd. Now take the picture.
What are you talking about?
Well, you said if we worked as a team and we escaped from the room, then you would take our photo for your website.
Yeah. But you didn't work as a team.
Yeah, no, absolutely we did, because we got out of the room.
Yeah, because I let you out.
Oh, yeah, but it was before the timer went off, and you didn't specify how we get out, just that we get out.
Yeah, that's on you, really. That's not on us, okay? I don't see the problem here.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, before you do that, Frank got steaks. Steaks.
Yeah, everybody gets one, but D, you get to bite first.
Oh, wow. Thanks, guys.
All right, take the picture, loser. Yeah. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
I'm confused. Wade who?
Wade Boggs. He's a Hall of Fame baseball guy who drank 70 beers on a cross-country flight. We're gonna beat that record. That's why I booked us these tickets. I thought we were flying to Los Angeles for the Women's March. You are correct that this is an all-female flight on the way to the Women's March, but I don't give a shit about that. It's about the Boggs thing.
I didn't know it was an all-female flight. That feels dangerous.
What do you... No, hey, come on. It's smoke on an airplane? God damn, when's the last time you flew?
Yeah, I don't get it. You already did this. Shouldn't we do our own thing? Why are we copying the guys?
No, that's the whole point. It's the same exact thing, but it's with women, right? So it's a new idea.
Okay, I just feel that if it's all with women, then it should be better.
Why can't we just do the same thing?
Because if we do the same thing, then why are we doing it at all?
Yeah, I gotta say, I agree with that. I mean, why can't we just come up with our own record to break? Like some badass woman who could really throw it back, you know? Judy Garland, Liz Taylor,
Joan Crawford,
Betty Ford. No, those are all sad examples of alcohol abuse. The box thing just feels more fun, you know? When women do it, it just feels sad.
How do I reset the pivot point on a object in Unreal Engine 5? Reset.
Okay. So last time Mac was commissioner, but I figured I could do that and participate because women are excellent multitaskers.
What kind of plane is this? How come the coloreds are allowed to sit up front with the whites and we're way back here?
Wow. Never heard you talk so much. Truly awful. What is going on with her? Why is she so perky?
She ate all her nicotine patches already.
Ate them? What? You're not supposed to eat them? Oh my God, there was a 2-week supply. Oh. You know what? Who cares? Who cares? In that case, since you're all hopped up, you be the commissioner, okay? Just mark everybody's shirts every time they finish a beer.
Hello, ladies and ladies. My co-pilot Trish and I just wanted to welcome you aboard our all-female flight en route to the Women's March.
Hell yeah! Can't wait.
Oh no, 2 women pilots! I'm getting out of here.
No, sit down. You're not getting, everything's fine. You're not getting off. Sit down. We're in mid-goddamn air. You know what? Drink your beer. That'll calm your nerves. My goodness. Okay. Keep going like that, we might have ourselves a real scrimmage. She'll be passed out by Indian. Just mark her shirt off while she's still. Expecting this line. Human peace much. Lady, thank you so much for saving my spot.
I wasn't.
Shut up. Look at this line. It hasn't moved. Excuse me? Mark me. All right. 9, huh? Yeah. 9, waitress. Very nice. That's some record chugging. What's your secret?
I'm an alcoholic.
That'll do it. Artemis, 1. Only 1. Come on.
This feels lazy and uninspired to do exactly what the men did. Let's at least meet a female sports star.
Ooh, I like that idea. Like who?
Secretariat?
The racehorse? I like that. Let's be a secretary.
I don't like that she's named after a secretary. She should be a boss. But fine.
If I don't get into this bathroom soon, I'm gonna shit my pants!
Yes, do it! See, that's what I'm talking about. Gross out humor. It's like taking the original to the next level. See, nobody expects that from women. It's so much more shocking.
Give me that. Mark. Here we go. Yes. Thank you. Wait. We need 2 more beers.
We're out.
No problemo. I planned for this. They don't check medical bags. See? Guys didn't do that last time. How's that for originality? What the hell? Where are my beers?
Oh, I had to make room for all my merchandise. Just crystals, worry dolls, dream catchers, labia rings, your basics. I'm gonna make big money in California.
With this crap?
Yeah. It's a land of sad, lonely, desperate women willing to pay any price for fake spirituality and clean orgasms.
Oh, I want to gas them.
My first customer.
Yeah, okay, look, I love a scam. I love to scam pathetic, sad, lonely women, but let's wait till we get to California. For now, I need to get you drunk. I need beers. God damn it. All right. Hey, you, servant. Hold on a second. Servant.
Oh, dear God. How do I keep winding up with you people?
Do I know you?
Do you... I used to work at Gugino's. And then I moved to Minnesota and I waited on you guys at the Super Bowl.
Nope.
Forget it.
Nope.
What can I do for you?
Hold on a second. come you're a manservant? Shouldn't there be a woman servant on an all-female flight?
Well, it's flight attendant, and I actually volunteered because I think women have been disrespected for far too long, and I wanted to honor them and be their champion.
Great. You're a soy boy beta cup.
What?
Whatever. Look, we're doing the Boggs thing.
I don't know what that is.
Wade Boggs?
Okay, is that the person's name?
Doesn't matter. Listen, we're gonna need about 50 beers each, all right? And you can put it on the Boggs account. Just make sure you keep all the ladies in the white tees lubricated.
Okay, I'm afraid we don't have any beers.
What? What did you say?
In honor of the Women's March, we are serving pink wine, so we only have rosé.
Right. Okay. Cute. Great. We'll take a shit ton of pink wine. Thank you.
And now look at it, suddenly, it's still fucked up.
Come on. Got news.
I do too, and it's bad news. I just found out Secretariat was a boy.
All racehorses are male. I know. Because I find them so attractive.
Well, that's messed up. Why women horses can't race? They should be able, they can run just as fast as the boy horses. They should march. Pussies on the track. Pussies on the track. Pussies on the track.
Sure. In protest.
Okay, shut up. It's all right. It's all right, because I got a new plan. Okay? You can
Check this out. I happen to know that tennis great Martina Navratilova drank 70 beers on a flight to LA, only to wake up the next morning and beat her rival Chris Everett at the California Open.
That's very impressive. So now we're gonna try to beat Martina
No, goddammit, we're doing the Boggs thing. We're still doing the Boggs thing, but you're gonna use Martina as your inspiration. See? Okay, and we're also switching to pink wine. How's that, Artemis? We're switching it up, trying new stuff.
You can't just change one small specific and call it new.
I changed 3.
We're
the
still copying the men.
And the bag.
I will drink anything that you put in front of me.
Okay, well there you go. Did you hear that? You happy? Okay, great. So we're all settled. I just need to do a quick conversion because beer has a 5% alcohol content and rosé has a 12% alcohol
Watching a woman do that scares me.
Okay, so every little airplane bottle of wine will equal 2.4 beers, so we'd have to drink 29.17 bottles of wine to equal 70 beers. Okay, so let's just call it an even 29 to win. Good? Nerd. Oh, we're doing a good job on those guys, huh?
We're tearing it up. Tearing it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Woo! Man, it is sad that there are only chicks on this plane. I mean, I am all horned up.
Well, there is a male servant.
Oh yeah? Hot?
No, soy boy beta cup. I know. But don't get distracted by that, okay? The main reason I picked an all-female flight is because sex is how Dennis lost.
Oh, Dennis? I like to hear about Dennis. Tell me more.
He and Frank, they made a side bet, so you could have sex, and then Dennis ended up banging this disgusting person and then got out of Dakota to avoid her. He was the first one out.
So Dennis had sex on the plane. How many women?
Just the one. Again, don't get distracted by that.
Well, I'm gonna beat his record.
There's only one man on this flight.
Okay, well, I will figure something out.
No, stop it, okay? Knock it off. You're my Chris Everett. You're my rival, okay? The only reason you're here is so that my hatred of you can fuel my desire to beat you, okay? So I need you staying in the game.
Okay, then I'm gonna beat you skank.
Yes, that is the spirit. The only way to beat men is by competing against other women.
Oh, it hurts so much. But
Where the hell is he? I dinged that goddamn thing 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So the rose quartz is a healing gemstone, as well as a lapis lazuli, and the goddess stone is for putting up your snatch. Only $70, ladies.
All right, what the hell is this shit? What are you doing?
I'm selling my sundries, okay? Why wait for California when I've got a captive audience right now? Here, drink this.
What is that? Oh my god, are you trying to poison me? That's not alcohol.
No, it's my special unit tea. Well, it's selling like hotcakes. Drink up, ladies. It helps your prostate.
Women don't have a prostate. God damn it.
Or is that what men want you to believe?
You're supposed to be drinking wines. You know, you're not supposed to be selling badge rocks and shit tea. Six is pathetic, even for you.
No, you know what's pathetic? Is this Boggs Ladies remake, huh?
do that.
Yeah, no, I will do that. This Boggs is busted, because I'm doing my own thing now, and it's empowering and communal, next level shit, right, ladies? Not to mention, I've already taken these bitches for $300, so what?
All right. God damn it, Mrs. Max. Artemis is out.
Yeah, out of this world. Well, okay. All right, okay. Yeah, 6 is a Yonik number. I'm cool with it. Hey, who wants me to read their moon charts? Yes.
Where's the goddamn drink slate? Does anybody here do their job?
Oh. Hello, Deandra.
Hey. 15, huh? Nice. Underestimated. I'm trying to find a guy to get us some more drinks to calm your nerves, but I think
I don't need any more. I found a man to help me feel safe.
Who, the waiter?
No. A real man.
Frank, what the hell are you doing here?
I'm posting up. I figure a plane full of bras, there's gonna be a lot of horny women. So I'm like a spider waiting back here, get some flies.
No, god damn it. This is my all-female version. You're not supposed to be here.
Well, in every reboot, you gotta have somebody from the original to make a cameo.
No. Hey, I heard there's a man back here. Oh. Nope, this is you. No, I don't. But I do want to beat Dennis, so just pop it in.
I always wanted to fly.
I'm gonna need more wine.
Whoa, drink slate. Been looking all over the damn plane. I need 5 more bottles.
Sorry, that is not possible. One of our premier passengers just bought the rest of the bottles on the plane.
What? Who?
That's a little unsightly.
Whoa, Coach, people are not allowed in first class.
Oh.
Oh, dude, this is fucking
Okay, so I'm a
sick,
second-class
dude.
person? Is that because I'm a woman? Did you hear that, ladies?
That's not what I said.
Oh my God! Did you try and slap me in my face? Oh, you better say cheese, buddy, because you're about to go viral.
Dragon Ball Z shit.
What are you guys doing on my phone?
How many checks do you have with you? Yeah, if you got 20 beers.
Nope.
We knew you would do
No,
it.
20 wines. We had to switch to wine. They ran out of the beer. I mean, wine has a higher blood alcohol content. They switched to wine because of the women's march.
There is no smoking in here.
Higher blood alcohol.
Whoever's in there, is this a friend of yours? Who is this?
Oh my God! God damn it, Mrs. Max!
Hello? No, we're not. Ma'am.
Alright, where's the wine? Which one of you first-class assholes decided to go and take all the wine? I'm gonna be needing another 2 of them back.
Looking for this?
Snail?
Yeah, I heard you were doing the Boggs Lady reboot thing. Did you lose my invitation?
No, you weren't invited.
Come on, you know what the coolest chick in the world around? You're so jealous. I'll be.
I'm not jealous of you. I didn't invite you because you're the worst.
Oh, really? Because I'm gonna ruin your game now. Good luck beating the guys. You're stuck at 20 because I bought all the wine.
I'm gonna assault you, Snail.
Stop it! Help me! Shoot it! Now!
Thank you.
She's gone full Judy Garland. Isn't it glorious?
Alright. Well, you don't do the mic thing though. The mic isn't. I did it last time. It didn't feel, but when you do it, it just seems to be depressing and sad. That's because when women drink, it is depressing and sad.
I had sex in the bathroom with
Go a
Frank.
little faster.
And now I'm in a shame spiral. I'm gonna drink myself to death.
Okay, there you go. Whatever keeps you going. Stand up though, okay? Stand up though, waitress. No. Stay with. Hey, stay with me. Hang in there. Not Dennis. Don't touch me, okay? Wake up. God damn it. We're not even halfway to California.
Step aside, D, and let me do my job.
Damn it.
Giving up so easy.
It's gonna
Martino never love.
I never thought you'd give up when you're so close to beating the record.
I can't do it, Marty.
Don't call me that.
Well, I'm all out of booze. I'm all out of motivation, right? Because my competition pushed out up there. And then this one back here. It was my hatred for them that kept me going.
It's not about hating your opponent. Chris Everett and I were actually good friends. We'd play a hard match, but then go out for dinner after. Male opponents have the luxury of hating each other, but as women, we had to stick together to fight for the respect we deserve and grow the sport. Get it? Yeah.
Damn, this is fun.
Yeah, this one.
Why is this so
No.
fun?
I don't. You and your friends need to. You know what? Forget it. You're using me as inspiration, but you don't know anything about it. I don't even look like this.
Yeah, you do.
No, it's just your imagination filling in the blanks.
Really?
Now you're imagining me as Lori Petty in A League of Their Own.
That's a good female reboot.
No, it was its own thing. And just so you know, I never drank 70 beers before winning the California Open. That's not even a real event. Your whole hallucination is a mess.
Who cares? Tennis is boring. Let's face it, I'm not gonna find my Chris Everett to see a duds. It's over.
Deandra, you should have let them crazy boys do this.
Well, now don't you start.
I'll be your Chris Everett.
Now get out of here, Snail. I don't respect you.
Oh yeah? Well, respect this. I've been playing the game the whole time. You're one behind me, loser.
Snail. Let's do this.
Two words.
God did it! I'm Martina!
It's okay, baby girl.